Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Georgetown Eagle Playoffs live on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. I'm Rob Hipp, alongside Galen Welnicki, Dennis Allman here as well, David England on camera, and Nathan Hyde operating the switcher and producing for us this afternoon. We are live in Bryan, Texas, here at Bomber Stadium. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, where it's the area round of the playoffs. It's Georgetown as the designated away team at this neutral site versus a very tough and competitive College Station team. Georgetown, of course, ranked number one in the coaches' polls and also in the Texas high school baseball polls. College Station, even with their 24-10, I believe, 25-10 record, they're ranked number 18 in the Texas high school baseball poll, but not in the coaches' poll. Dennis, we are set for a good one, moments away, and yes, we do have video rights here for this contest. Dennis, excited to be here, and we'll bring Galen on in just a few moments.
Absolutely, Rob. So excited to be here with you here at Bomber Stadium. Area round playoffs, round two. Georgetown Eagles coming off a nice 13-0 victory over Pflugerville Weiss in a one-game playoff last week. College Station tested very well as they came on to play Kingwood Park in a great series where they lost the first game 4-3 and then won the next two 5-3, 2-1. Very good by-district champions on both sides of the field, Rob. Bring great pitching, great defense, great offense. Every phase of the game is going to be in front of us right here at Bomber Stadium. So going to be a very exciting time.
Well, again, good to have everybody here. Thanks for joining us for this area round of high school playoffs here in the Lone Star State under overcast and a little bit cloudy skies here in Bryan, Texas, trying to get through this one before the rain comes in this afternoon. For College Station, 25-10, their record 10-2 as they finished. Actually, as we go back to looking at last year first, let's talk about what they finished last year, as they were 23-10, 10-2 in first place. They were the area finalists last year. This year finishing second behind Magnolia West in 19-5A. Returning starters: Kit Colley, Ben Holbert, Jordan Bellows, Chandon Scarmato, Bryson Lucas, Zach Williams, Cole Marler, Brandon Williams, Josh Alexander, and Austin Till. Galen, we talked about it on the way up here. This College Station team, several of their players seniors here, I believe 8 of them, Galen.
That's what I think. And
yes, there are. There are 8 seniors.
And, they've got experience. They've got experience, and two teams are, well, at least Georgetown's.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your starting lineup for the College Station Cougars.
Excuse me, we just had a little bit of a technical adjustment here.
Had some wires, but go ahead, Galen. Sorry about that.
And the lineups are being introduced right now, and College Station players are running out to their positions. It's a nice night. The wind is blowing toward right field.
Well, College Station under head coach Scott Holder, his 7 years as his head coach, 429 career wins. The assistant coaches, Jeremy Locke, Kyle King, and Jarrett Beck-Houston. For the Georgetown Eagles, under head coach Adam Foster, in his 7th year as the Georgetown head coach, 151 career wins. They are 12-0 in District 18-5A, 4-time back-to-back district champions with a 32-2-1 overall record. Of course, the assistant coaches Dustin Brindley, Jordan Vieira. In 2018, Georgetown was 32-11-1, 14-0 district champions again, and they finished in the regional semifinals. Returning starters for the Eagles: Cole Posey, Jackson Seosin, Grant Wood, Wyatt Childress, Noah Thompson, and Jack Brindley, all of them seniors. Dennis, we are set for what should be an exceptional game. This Georgetown team faced many good teams throughout the season, but let's be honest, 18-5A, not really a cream of the crop district, not putting down any other kids, but Georgetown did have success against the second in the state, 6A, Lake Travis Cavaliers. They also took care of business versus Rouse, who was district champions in their own right in their district, and then played a very tough but won the game versus Dripping Springs to finish out the season. This is a good, very good team. We'll send it now.
Absolutely.
For the national anthem.
Go to the national anthem, yes.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. The ramparts we watched were so
A beautiful rendition of our country's national anthem. Stay with us, friends. The 2019 Area Round High School Baseball Playoffs continue right here on SHN Sports. We'll step aside for a quick word from the University Interscholastic League.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott & White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
Once again, thanks for joining us here on SHN Sports. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Dennis Allman, Galen Welnicki as we bring you this 5A Area Round High School Baseball Playoffs here in the Lone Star State. We're fed, we're ate earlier, we're barbecued up, and we are ready for baseball here this afternoon, Dennis.
Rob, absolutely. Two very senior-laden ball clubs. College Station Cougars, as we said earlier, an area finalist last year, will field 7 seniors, a senior on the mound this afternoon, along with a junior and a sophomore. Very, very competitive ball club. Defeated the Kingwood Park Panthers and by district. An interesting thing about College Station was getting ready for first pitch, and I'll turn it back to you right quick, Rob, is that they beat Magnolia West both times. There's a base hit up the middle. Go ahead, Rob. Take it right there.
Well, a leadoff single for Jeffrey David, and David is going to advance over to second, diving, and he is there in time. Jeffrey David with the hit and advancing over to second. We'll give it to him. He was there in time.
Yeah, leadoff base hit, but a heady heads up Jeffrey David, who's such a leader, such a spark plug, saw the lackadaisical center fielder. From his perspective, Jeffrey thought he could get it, and he got it. So Eagles got a man in scoring position, Rob, right away.
Right off the bats, Georgetown doing work. Already in scoring position at second is Jeffrey David. Second in the order, the catcher, number 13, Wyatt Childress, a right-handed batter for the Eagles of Georgetown, Texas. Georgetown in their black jerseys, white pants with the Eagle Blue stripe down, the lettering in the Eagle Blue. A bunt placed here by Childress, and it'll be a sacrifice as it advances David over to third. Childress is out on the putout over at first base. Good start here, Galen, for Georgetown.
Really is. Getting the second man up in scoring position is a good thing. Get on top. They need to get on top early.
Well played by Alexander. Josh Alexander, their right-hander, popped off the mound but never looked at third. So with Jeffrey David at third, Rob, Cole Posey up, we got a chance to play the run.
The Boise State commit for Georgetown, the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. That pitch on the way, got him on the change across the plate for a strike. The early count, 0-1 on Cole Posey. Josh Alexander on the mound for College Station. We want to welcome in those College Station fans as well. Thanks for joining us. The second pitch on the way, inside to Copo, a wild pitch, but the catcher able to get back in front of it before Jeffrey David could head down that third base line. The count at 1-1 on 1 out.
With the wind blowing toward right field, College Station shaded pretty much to the right side, center field to the right of the bag, left field a little bit toward left center.
1-1 pitch on the way. This one too high to the outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on 1 out for Cole Posey. As I was saying earlier, Georgetown in their black shirts, white pants. College Station has the purple in their color. Not seeing it much here today, though. Gray jerseys and pants pinstriped white and black with black socks. The next delivery, this one swung on and chopped foul off the first base line. The count even now at 2-2 on 1 out.
Rob, early in the ball game, College Station's infield is going to stay back. They'll concede the run on a ground ball, figuring that they can put some runs on the board as well. So right now, infield back. 2-2 count.
The pitch on the way from the right hand. The fastball too low for another ball. We've got the first payoff pitch, full count of the afternoon on the third batter, Cole Posey.
Rob, our umpiring crew this afternoon has District 19 5A umpires at first and second.
The payoff pitch on the way too low, and Cole Posey will reach on a walk. Now runners on the corners as Posey at first and Jeffrey David in that hot corner over at third.
Umpires at first and third are from District 19 5A, which is pretty standard in a bi-district playoff game. An area playoff game, as you will see 2 umpires from each district.
It'll bring up fourth in the order the left fielder, number 10, Ty Tilson for Georgetown. Ty Tilson having a phenomenal season for the Eagles in his 36th game of the season, his 132nd plate appearance, 41 hits. He scored 30 runs on those 31 hits. Again, Ty Tilson stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Runners on the corners at 1 and 3, 1 away here in the top of the first. Thanks for joining us for this 5A area round playoff here at Bomber Stadium. First pick attempt as Alexander throws over to his first baseman. The runner is safe. And Dennis, who is out there at first base? I didn't catch that earlier for College Station. We'll go over the defensive set here before we get started. I didn't happen to catch that, Dennis. Didn't mean to throw one on you.
That's Johnny Castillo over at first.
Johnny Castillo.
Johnny Castillo.
This delivery too high upstairs for Ty Tilson. The early count 1-0. Georgetown fans coming out and supporting their Eagles. College Station here as well, but really maybe the rain scaring some folks. This isn't a really packed house like what we've seen in the years past. The weather may be causing some of that here, Dennis.
Yeah, and an early ball game for people to get away from Georgetown to try to get here for a 4 o'clock ball game. Timeout called on the field. A little surprised Alexander, one of their top 2 starters, appears to be a little jumpy here as Jeffrey David jumped on the first pitch of the ball game, folks. Single back up the middle and advanced to second. So that's how we've got runners on the corners after the walk, and the pressure right now on the College Station Cougars with 1 down here top of the first. Eagles with runners on the corners. Beautiful park here at Bomber Stadium. 325 down the right field and left field line. Straightaway center is 400 feet. There's a 10-foot wall, and left to left center, you could probably see that, but a beautiful turf field. Just a beautiful ballpark, Rob.
It is turf all the way out, as you just said there, Dennis. A lot of times in a high school level, you'll see the turf stop there on the baselines. This one, though, extends all the way. You even have the warning track, if you will, out there before you hit the fence. 1-0 count here on Ty Tilson. The timeout is over with, and Alexander on the mound, the right-handed pitcher for College Station. With runners, Georgetown 1 and 3. This pitch too far to the outside. Gets away from the catcher, and a wild pitch running and over to second is Cole Posey on the wild pitch, Dennis.
So Cole Posey will advance, and you're absolutely correct. The wild pitch, it bounced in the dirt. Really nice job by Scarmato to block the ball at home plate, but right now Alexander's struggling with his control.
Galen, a good start here for Georgetown. This is what we wanted to see.
Right. It's real good thing. And
the 2-0, Ty Tilson over to left, and that'll bring in a run for the Eagles. Georgetown gets on the board first and trying to bring in 2. The 2-run, cook the steaks, baby. The RBIs are on the grill for the Georgetown Eagles. Ty Tilson with a single 2 RBI smack right up to left center.
Bell tie fastball that Ty Tilson just simply laced over the shortstop's head into left center field. Good job of base running by Cole Posey as Cole glanced once over his shoulder. Then he picked up Coach Foster, and he was in to score. Eagles on top early, folks, 2-0.
Fifth in the order, the first baseman, number 12, action, Jackson Seosin for Georgetown in the right-handed batter's box as he takes a quick time. Now Jackson in there for his 36th game of the season. Jackson Seosin with 32 hits. He has scored 33 runs on that. The pick attempt as Alexander throws to Castillo over at first, and the runner safe.
Tell you what, Rob, you get 2 ribeyes already. I don't know, as much as you ate for lunch, are you going to be able to handle those 2 ribeyes?
Well, that's one of the joys. Galen and I, and now Dennis hanging out with us as well. We love to eat. We do it all the time, and that's why we love covering these games. Besides bringing exposure to the kids, it's filling our bellies, Dennis.
See whether or not Coach Foster wants to test out Scarmato. Again, not running at all.
Pitch to the outside on Seosin. 1-0 count.
Alexander, as I said earlier, one of their 1 and 2 starters during the week, struggling with his control right now.
Georgetown leading early here, 2-0 in the top of the first, only 1 out away. Runner on first is Ty Tilson after his 2 RBI single moments ago. The count at 1-0 on Jackson Seosin. With Alexander on the mound, he'll toss back over to first. And Tilson able to dive back with that left hand and touches right back on the base just in the nick of time. Dennis, this is a Georgetown team that's known for stealing bases. When they get a good leadoff, they'll take off, and they can usually convert.
That's what I said earlier about whether Adams going to test Scarmato or not. I know they've seen him play this past week against Kingwood Park.
This pitch on the way. Seosin will pop this one up over to second and backpedaling, making the grab for the second out. Runner will have to remain over at first. That second baseman out there is Zach Williams.
Zach Williams on that catch.
Good job by Williams, and that'll be 2 away. It'll bring up for Georgetown. 6th in the order, the right fielder, number 17, Noah Thompson.
Noah sitting with a 325 porch in right field, and the wind blowing that direction. He has home run capability.
Noah Thompson, the left-handed hitter, as you can see, of course, there on your video screen for Georgetown. With 2 away, Alexander checks over his left shoulder 2 times, now a 3rd time, and he'll throw to first. Again, the pick attempt, and the runner safe is Tilson. Tilson has got to stay close to that first base bag here early in this game because Alexander will keep an eye on him.
Ty had a little bit bigger lead that time, about a step and a half more than he had. Makes me think with the left-hander up, there's a good chance he might be going.
Noah Thompson in his 30th game this season with 21 hits. He has scored 23 runs. And this one right over to center. It may sell and be catchable, and it is. Walking and glancing right over at center just in front of the 400 as Chandon Scarmato makes the grab for the 3rd and final out. But not before Georgetown does damage in this inning, scoring 2 runs. They get those 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors. The Eagles leave 1 on base. We'll step aside. Another word from the University Interscholastic League 5A area round continues in just a few moments.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play. And you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back, Eagle Baseball Live here on the SHNSports.com broadcast network. We're through the top of the first, moving into the bottom of the first inning. Georgetown on the defensive set for the first time this afternoon. It will be Grant Wood on the mound for the Eagles. He has pitched 39 2/3 innings this season in 9 games. He started 9, won 8 of those. And looking through his stats here, allowing 22 hits on 4 runs. 4 of those were earned. He's walked 12, struck out 37. He sent 5 to the tattoo shop, as we say here on SHN, with the hit by a pitch. That'll put him at a .706 ERA. This is a great pitcher, Galen. He has been phenomenal all season for the Eagles.
Yes, he has, and he's got the perfect game to his credit against Maynard. Or was it Cedar Creek?
Cedar Creek.
It was on Cedar Creek.
Cedar Creek, yep.
Were you at that game with me, Galen, or was it Dennis?
Yes, I was at the
first one that I ever called here, and the first one I've ever seen. It was exciting. I know
Pretty
you guys have
game.
seen a few.
Right quickly, Jackson Shoson at first. Zach Winton now at second with Grant Wood on the mound. Jeffrey David at third with Cole Posey at short. Ty Tilson in left. Landon Broad is in straightaway center. Noah Thompson in right. Here you go, Rob. Get us some outs.
Leading off the shortstop, number 1, Kid Colley. The first pitch on the way, low and away for Colley. The early count, 1 ball and no strikes by Grant Wood. The 1-0 no-out pitch. This one, good curveball. The Eagles fans wanted the strike, and they got it. It was a late call, I believe, to even it at 1-1. That took a while to get there from that home plate umpire there, Mr. Paul Rieger.
Watching the plate umpire, Rob, he's very deliberate on the strike call, so they can probably hear it quicker in the stands than we can with these headsets on.
2-1 the count, no outs here in the bottom of the first. Georgetown leads 2-0. Woods, next delivery, this one over to Posey at short. Posey, the right-handed dart over to Jackson Seosin for the first out. We've seen it time and time again, the Boise State commit doing great work fielding on what you would normally say is a routine play, but really at that short position, not a whole lot of routine out there. You've got to be on your feet. Cole Posey does a great job.
Well, ball gets to you quickly on this turf, and Cole moved right to his left, fielded it cleanly, and as you said, threw a bullet to Seosin.
Brings up second in the order, the second baseman for College Station, Zach Williams. He'll chop this one foul off the third base line. The first ball that we've seen here in this game go off that third base line, just in front of the Georgetown pitching coach, Adam Brinley. Of course, as the designated visiting team, College Station's press box to our left. This one hit over to left. Tilson will try to make a run on it. Tilson running left-handed glove just about his waistline, able to pull it in there at left field for the second out. 2 up, 2 down for Georgetown's Grant Wood.
Ball fairly well hit, but with the wind blowing the way it was, held up just enough for Ty to track it down. Very nice catch by Tilson. They are first pitch swinging. They don't waste any time.
Third in the order for College Station, the third baseman, number 12, Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams in the right-handed batter's box. He'll get the delivery from the right-handed pitch of Georgetown's Grant Wood. That one close to the inside, about an inch away from sending him to the tattoo shop. 1-0 early count.
Rode inside on him just a little bit.
Nobody on for College Station, 1-0. The next delivery on the way. Swung on and missed to even the count at 1-1 on 2 outs, Dennis.
Williams, another senior. They have 7 seniors, a junior and a sophomore on the field here today.
The 1-1, 2-out delivery. Curve too far to the outside as it came out there, and they counted 2-1 as Williams ahead now by a pitch.
Just upstairs a bit.
Woods, next delivery. This one swung on, hit over to third base. It's David. David slices a dart right over to Jackson Seosin. A nice underhand sidearm throw to first base from third for the third and final out. It's 3 up, 3 down for Georgetown on the defensive side, leading 2-0. We'll step aside, take another quick break as we play another UIL spot. Stay with us, friends. Eagle Baseball continues.
Isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Texas. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Welcome back, Georgetown Eagle Baseball 5A area round playoffs. Rob Hipp alongside Dennis Allman and Galen Welnicki. First pitch high into the inside on Georgetown's Wesley Dixon. The early count 1-0 on Dixon. Well, Galen, Georgetown picking up those 2 runs in the previous inning, trying to continue things here on a 1-0 pitch. This one to the low and to the outside, but nonetheless a good start for the Eagles, Galen.
It is really a good start. You know, it's always better to play from the front than from behind.
2-0, no out count. This next pitch on the way. Oop. Pulled back, but not at enough time, and that one for a strike for the first one, 2-1.
Pitch up just a little bit for ball 3, so count 3 balls and 1 strike now. Oh, Wesley Dixon.
The 3-1 pitch on the way, curve to the outside, and a leadoff walk for Wesley Dixon.
Eagles with something going again here, folks, in the top half of the 7th inning. Grant Wood to the plate now, first trip to the plate.
bring up the pitcher, 8th in the order, Grant Wood, and kind of unique here to see him in the lineup. Normally you won't see a Georgetown pitcher in the lineup, but Coach Foster changing things up a little bit here today, Dennis.
Well, with Grant hitting probably over 300.
And the wild pitch here will advance the runner over to second, and Wesley Dixon will stand tall at 2.
I think I got tangled. So again, by the event of simply a walk and a wild pitch, Eagles again have someone in scoring position.
One ball, no strikes, no outs. Alexander's delivery, too low to the outside. No, they called it a strike. Boy, that is a late call coming from that home plate umpire, 1-1.
That's a sweeping curveball that probably caught the front edge of the plate. He is very deliberate on the strike call, so we're going to see this all day long.
1-1, no out. Runner in scoring position is Dixon over at second. Next delivery, swung on. This one over to center. And running up, trying to make the grab, and has it off the right hand is Chandon Scarmato for the first out.
Actually, Brandon.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
sorry.
Brandon Lucas.
Bryson Lucas.
Yeah.
Bryson Lucas. I'm sorry.
Bryson Lucas. Yeah.
Took us a while to get going here this afternoon, Dennis. I said that earlier, so I beg your pardon. The center fielder is number 19, Bryson Lucas. Thank you.
Yeah, Scarmato behind the plate. Yep.
For Georgetown, now at bat in that left-handed batter's box for the Eagles is Landon Broad, back to the bottom of the order, last but certainly not least. First pitch on the way, got him for the ball. 1-0 early count here on Landon Broad.
Pitch just outside for ball 1.
One away with runner on second is Wesley Dixon after he reached on a walk and advanced over to second moments ago. On the wild pitch, next delivery. This pitch, curve back and got him across the plate. Good curveball back inside to even the count now. Aces across the board, 1-1-1.
Rod's got a pretty good opening there between second and short.
One ball, one strike, one away. Georgetown trying to advance and put a little more insurance on their current 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. A little bit of wind out here this afternoon. We came in earlier. This flag was actually flying a little bit out to right field, and it's kind of turned back a little bit inside. We talked about this being a hitter's park earlier, Dennis, and it may have changed a little bit here in the wind direction as that front starting to come through this weekend. 2-1 count on the next ball.
Yeah, it's kind of breezy blowing toward right field. That flag shifted a couple of times just since the ball game started. 2-1 strike now on Broad. Infield regular depth, outfield pretty much straight away for the Cougars.
Alexander keeping an eye on the second baseman. The pitch on the way. And got him for the strike on that outside corner. Beautiful pitch to even the count at 2-2 on one out. Two balls, two strikes, one away. As Wesley Dixon resting over at second. He's got a good leadoff of about 7 or 8 feet out there, maybe longer than that, maybe closer to 10 feet as he's leading off. He's right behind the umpire over at second. And Alexander will take a look at him, and Dixon will head back over to second base to his house. 2-2 count again, one out. Landon Broad trying to advance a hit here would surely score and give Georgetown some more insurance on one-out territory here in the top of the second. We can really hear that wind whipping out there. Pitch too far to the outside, and for the second time this afternoon, we'll see a payoff pitch, and actually the first time, I believe, for College Station.
He took Cole Posey 3-2 earlier in the ball game.
That he did. So for the second time, Alexander facing a payoff pitch.
If Landon can draw a walk, that'd be outstanding. If not, pull the ball to the right side to advance Wesley to third.
The 3-2, swung and missed and got him, and that's the first strikeout swinging we've seen this afternoon by a pitcher. I know what that is actually, Dennis. It's the fan.
Do I need to turn it off?
Yeah, turn it a little bit. I keep there we go.
Oh.
I said, man, it sure is windy out there. And then I looked and I realized we had the fan in front of us. It was blowing on your mic.
Well, that's pretty good wind blowing out there.
It still
kept
is
me
windy.
Cool. It sure kept me cool, folks. I'll promise you that.
Go back to the top of the order, the third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David. He's 1 for 1. He singled, came in and scored the first run off of the 2 RBIs by Ty Tilson back in the first. 2 away. The first pitch on the way. Too far to the outside, and a wild pitch will advance Dixon over to third. 1-0 count on Jeffrey David. Well, Dixon reached on that walk, and then both of his bases reached at second and now third on wild pitches.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised what little bit I could find out about Josh Alexander, that he's struggling with his control here at his own home park. Of course, Bomber Stadium's not his home, but
this one chopped over to Williams at
be
second.
trouble,
Actually, the
trouble.
first trying to get in, and he will be able to dive and beat it out. What a play by Georgetown.
Yes, sir.
As Jeffrey David reaching. We'll try to look at it here on the replay.
One of those plays right there, to be honest with you, you'll watch the replay. First baseman had no business on this. He should have let second baseman make the play. Once he got there, pitcher hesitated. There was no chance they were going to get Wesley. 3 runs on the board now for Georgetown.
David goes 2 for 2 now this afternoon on base, and a run will come in and score. Don't forget about that. David cooking another steak. That will bring in Wesley Dixon and Georgetown, a 3-0 run to lead things here in the top of the second. 2 away as Wyatt Childress, second in the order, the catcher, who was out on a sacrifice bunt earlier in the first for the first out. But that bunt, though, helping to bring in
everything going right for Georgetown right now.
Wyatt Childress 0 for 1 as Alexander will keep an eye on David over at first. He'll temporarily step off the bag there in that pitcher's mound. On top of it, steps back on the right foot on the right of the rubber from our vantage point up here in the box, actually standing to the left from his vantage point.
David with a good lead.
A healthy lead over there at first, and he knows. He says, I'm going to get back. And David, of course, we talked about the stolen bases earlier. David has done a superior job this season being able to steal those bases.
Well, just with the base hit up the middle in the first inning, advancing to second on the lackadaisical play in center, will tell you the hustle that Jeffrey David brings to this ball club. He's gone.
He'll take off over to second, sliding, and he is safe in the nick of time, reaching second on the stolen bases. Jeffrey David, we just talked about it moments ago.
Throw was a little, throw bounced up high. I think the tag was just a hair late. I think he was there.
And he was a third of the way down there already when that pitch was on the way and got in.
Yep.
David in scoring position. 1-0 count on Wyatt Childress.
Eagles would duly love to plate one more here.
Currently leading 3-0, Dennis.
Bump that lead up to 4-0 with a base hit. If they could just get it. Outfield deep.
Of course, any hit here, runners are going to take off in 2-out territory. This one across the corner for a strike. The first strike of this at bat for Wyatt Childress. He's 1 for 1. We appreciate Wyatt Childress' family, Benji Donaldson, and all of his wonderful family that's always tuning in and joining us here on SHN. We'll open up that SHN fan text line in a few moments. A little bit of time here as Alexander steps off the bag. Now back on a 1-1 2-out count for Georgetown, leading 3-0 here in the top of the second. Alexander taking his time as he will glance over his right shoulder. Left leg up, turns around, and he says, you know what, David, go back to second. We'll be seeing this a lot this afternoon.
Well, I tell you what, Rob, there's something interesting that Georgetown has picked up on Alexander, because without even the second baseman or shortstop covering the bag, Georgetown's going off of a leg movement that he's got. They picked up something on him earlier in film, I know.
The delivery on the way, low to the inside, another ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. Good eye there by Wyatt Childress. Well, Galen, we've talked to a lot of these players throughout the season, of course, on our post-game interviews. Wyatt, always a great interview, Galen.
He is, and so are a lot of the other guys. And, you know, it's really good to have an articulate team.
As that next pitch too high up for a ball, and Childress really has his options here in a batter's count, 3-1 on 2 outs.
Love to get Wyatt on and bring Cole up. Looking fastball down the middle, most likely. This is his pitch right here.
Alexander's 3-1 on to Childress. He'll pop this one up off the first base line, and that may be the first time this afternoon we've seen one go into foul territory off the first base line. The count now full at 3-2 for the third time this afternoon for Alexander.
That one wake up David down there?
We'll get to David here in between innings. Doppler Dave will have that forecast for us.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're about time for our Doppler Dave forecast.
Alexander, payoff pitch coming up, looking over his right shoulder, keeping David honest over at second, and David immediately jumps back onto that base. And a little bit of time here as Childress will step out of the right-handed batter's box and readjust his gloves. The 3-2 payoff on the way to the outside. And David will take off and steals over to third, and Childress will advance on the walk to first. Runners back on the corners for Georgetown yet again. Good opportunity here, Dennis, for the Eagles to put some more insurance on the board.
Rob, outstanding job right there by Jeffrey David. Everybody concentrating on the 3-2 pitch. Jeffrey went on the pitch. Didn't have to go. That was stolen base. Be honest with you, Scarmato behind the plate was shocked that he had stole third on him.
Brings up the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. Cole over this afternoon, but he did reach on a walk and a wild pitch, eventually able to come around and score the second run off of the Ty Tilson 2 RBI. First pitch on the way away from him. He didn't catch that one as I was looking down on it, Dennis. I don't guess there was a pitch there yet. I thought there was. Now a pick attempt over to first, and Childress is safe as he dives back in the short moment of time.
Yeah, no count right now on Posey.
Runners at 1 and 3, as you can see on your screen there for Georgetown. The Eagles in black jerseys and white pants with Eagles in blue across the front. Pitch too far to the outside. The first pitch finally a ball here. 1-0 on 2-out count. Cole Posey.
Rob, College Station chose to pitch out because had Wyatt broke, they were throwing down. That was a pure pitch out right there.
(1-0) here for Cole Posey. And again, a pick attempt.
Well, there's a cat and mouse game going on right now between Posey and Alexander and Childress.
I think we'll be seeing a lot of that here. We talked about that also earlier this afternoon. Alexander wanting to keep him here. This a hard hit over to left. Going deep down, it should be catchable by the left fielder, and Coronado makes the grab in the warning track for the third and final out over at left. Man, just a little bit more by Posey there, and that one could have been out, and a 3-run bomb could have came in here at Bomber Stadium.
I tell you what, he gave it a ride, Rob, without question. But Eagles still put a run on the board, which is critical in a ball game like this with a quick 3-0 lead this early. We've got the Cougars on their heels right now.
In that inning, 1 run scored on 1 hit. There was no errors and 2 left on base. They've left 3 on this afternoon. We'll keep things right here as we'll send it over to Doppler Dave for that weather forecast. David, how are things looking out there, my friend? We don't have you, David, for some reason. Not sure. Apologize for that. I don't know why we don't have David out there, so. That's what we get for practicing with the new microphone tonight.
Rob, heading to the bottom of the second inning, Grant Wood came out and settled in very nicely in the first inning on a 1-2-3 inning on a very hard-hitting College Station Cougar lineup. All three of their first hitters put the bat on the ball, but nice defensive plays behind him. But he has an inning to settle down right now. So see how he handles the second inning here.
Again, we want to make sure to thank our sponsors. We couldn't make these games possible without the wonderful support of our sponsors. Georgetown Eagle Baseball made possible in the playoffs by Courtney Home Inspections. For all of your home inspection needs, visit CourtneyHomeInspection.com. That's Christopher Courtney. Thank you for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle playoff baseball, also our presenting sponsor this year. We also want to give a special thanks to our good friend Joshua Harris at the Oak Ridge Disciple House, helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, visit the Oak Ridge Disciple House. They can help you find that light at the end of the tunnel, oakridgedisciplehouse.com. We'll get to Minuteman Press, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration, Dr. Paul Berg, and Central Texas Business Association as this game goes on.
All right, as I said, Rob, before you take over, Grant Wood with a very nice first inning.
First pitch on the way to fourth in the order, cleaning up the pitcher, number 20, Josh Alexander. The early count 0-1. Grant was 3 up, 3 down back in the first. The 0-1 delivery. Got him on the second one, maybe, and looking over, and they say, nope, it's a ball, 1-1, as the home plate umpire had to check the first base umpire. And he called it a ball.
Felt like he went around from here, but first base umpire said no way, so 1-1 count.
1-1 pitch on the way. Too far for a ball, 2 balls and 1 strike. A 2-1. Too high upstairs, and now it's a 3-1 count. You go back to that pitch moments ago, things could be a lot different. Now you've got a good hitter's count here for Josh Alexander, our batter's count.
Be interesting to see what Doppler Dave has for us here shortly, as the lights have now come on at 4:30 in the afternoon, which would be an indicator that it might be darkening up back behind us.
And after going 3 up, 3 down in the first inning to start things, Grant Wood here in the bottom of the second with a leadoff walk to Josh Alexander on a 3-1 pitch. It'll bring up fifth in the order, the catcher, number 3, Chandon Scarmato.
And Dalton Carnes, number 24, Rob, will courtesy run at first base.
So Carnes out there at first. And I'll work on, after this inning, we're still no outs here, runner on first. I'll work on getting David a different microphone out there so we can chat with him. We got another one up here. Pitch got him across the corner for a strike, 0-1 on Chandon Scarmato.
Scarmato, the sophomore catcher, is supposed to be a good one.
That is a base hit over to left in the direction of Tilson. Dropped right in between Tilson at left and Posey at short. And runners now on 1 and 2 for College Station. Carnes will advance over to second, and the single by Scarmato. He's resting over at first. It'll bring up 6 in the order, the designated hitter, number 7.
Cole Marler,
thank you.
And 23, Braden Fowler, will also courtesy run as they bat pitcher-catcher back-to-back. So both runners own are courtesy runners.
So Cole Marler, 6 in the order, and that is your tying run at home plate now. With no outs, College Station, an opportunity to put something on the board here. Grant Wood doesn't want to allow it to happen. He'll look over to second as he turns around, and Carnes will jump back onto second base. Whittington over there at second. We talked about the defense earlier. Reminder for Georgetown, it's Wood as the pitcher, Childress the catcher, Siosin at first, Whittington at second, David at third, Posey the short. Then from left to right, it's Tilson, Broad, and Thompson. A little bit of time called here as Marlowe will step out of that right-handed batter's box. On deck is Bryson Lucas.
Marler, Rob, a senior, and I guess, as you said, their designated hitter.
Got him for a strike, 0-1. Beautiful pitch by Grant Wood. He needed it to get some rhythm back into his game.
Took a dead red fastball right there. Surprised me a little bit. May have surprised him. He may not have been expecting fastball.
Well, just talked moments ago about the Childress family and Benji Donaldson, Ron and Benji there in Missouri City, sending us a text saying thank you for bringing us the game to me, Dennis, and Galen. Appreciate you guys. If you have a text message you'd like to send to us, feel free to text those to the SHN fan line at 512-522-9105. 0-1 for Wood, right-handed pitch. This one popped up, foul off the third base line behind the Cougars of College Station dugout. The count 0-2.
Nice pitch from Grant right there. Rob, a fastball that rode up and in that Marler just couldn't handle at all. All he could do is foul it off.
Mr. Jake Posey walking by. We appreciate the Posey family. Cole's parents, their Posey Law Firm, made it possible for us last year to purchase some equipment that we needed. We appreciate that to bring this in-depth coverage. 0-2 pitch on the way, high upstairs. The first ball here on Cole Marlar. 1-2 count on no outs. And still here for College Station. We talked about this, Dennis. No outs. And they've got an opportunity to do some damage here to the Eagles.
Grant, little pumped up there as that fastball was way upstairs.
Wood, the 1-2, left leg up, right hand. Changeup wouldn't find that zone, evens the count at 2-2.
Just stayed up a hair. Good selective hitter here in Marlar.
Opportunity for the tying run at home plate. The next delivery, swing and a miss, got him for the first strikeout of the afternoon for Georgetown's Grant Wood.
Outstanding off-speed pitch. Change of curve, not exactly sure, but outstanding off-speed pitch. Marlar way out in front on with one down.
Brings up seventh in the order the center fielder, number 19, Bryson Lucas. His first at bat of this afternoon as we move to the bottom of the order now for College Station. Don't let it fool you, though. The bottom of the order is still plenty of heart and meat here for these Cougars.
Huge out, though, for Grant to battle their DH and to come away with a strikeout.
Wood checks over his right shoulder to second base as Carnes over there. This one hit foul just outside of that third base line by a few feet. Just a few more over to the right. That would have been a little bit of damage.
It'd have been trouble. Fastball that was up at just about letter high. And Lucas took a hack at it, but a little ahead of it and yanked it foul.
0-1, 1 count for College Station. Runners on 1 and 2. Woods delivery off the right arm. Too close to the inside. The catcher going to try to tag, and that runner is out over at first. Wow, what a play by Childress over to Siosen. It is so great to see Wyatt Childress back behind that catcher's mound. We'll look at it on the replay.
Courtesy running, got trapped off. Wyatt saw it. Normally you don't want to throw behind a runner, but in this particular case, Wyatt knew exactly what he was doing. Great swipe tag by Siosen. Outstanding play to snuff out the possibility of a big rally.
Siosen over there shaking his hand or shaking his head. He knows that was a big play. 1-1, 2 away here in the bottom of the second to Bryson Lucas. The next one out of his reach for another ball. 2-1 on 2-out count.
Georgetown Eagles dialing up all the correct things right now, Rob. It's an outstanding play by Wyatt Childress and Jackson Siosen.
The next delivery. Called a ball here, 3-1. That one's too high up, and Childress is going to have a talk with Grant Wood on the mound. The infield thought about coming in, and now they'll step back. They said, hey, do you want us to chat too? David and Posey both started to come in. I said, no, we'll make it a quick, brief one.
Yeah, no, that's generally a good job by Wyatt Childress to go out and calm Grant down just a little bit. You don't need everybody in there on that. You just need the two of you. You guys are the ones that are working back and forth. You don't need an all infield in there.
3 balls, 1 strike. Wood looks over at second, and the runner will go back to that second base as Carnes. Again, just that one Lone Ranger out there now at second base for the Cougars is Carnes, the courtesy runner for Josh Alexander, the pitcher. Swung on. This one chopped up and foul as it bounced into the left batter's box. The count now full at 3-2.
That foul ball nicked Blue behind the plate, so his partner's going to come down and ask him if he's okay because he's still got to see how many fingers he's holding up.
This game, originally scheduled for Friday, got bumped back and moved here to Bomber Stadium due to possibility of rain. Those rains are coming yet again here in Central Texas, as we have seen some minor and major flooding throughout parts of the area. In fact, as we were driving in, a lot of the farm fields completely full of water. It's always good to have the rain, but the abundance, of course, will kill the crops. You don't want to see too much, but we're not going to complain as we need it. 3-2 payoff on the way. Swing and a miss. Got him. And Grant Wood works out of a doozy, able to come back and not allow any runs to come in this inning, following back-to-back plays. And Grant Wood with 2 strikeouts swinging here in the second. No runs on 1 hit. There was no errors, and they leave 1 on base. Dennis, I'll keep it here with you and Galen as I'll go take care of David here in just a moment.
All right quick, Galen, not exactly the pitch that Lucas was looking for. I think he was looking fastball. He came back with the breaking pitch. Grant's doing just a dandy job on the mound right now.
He is, and in spaces, he looks like he did the other night against Cedar Creek.
Well, he's calmed down. He got out of a little bit of a jam there, but he's calmed down. Did an outstanding job on their 7 and 8 hitters with runners at first and second. Came back for the strikeout pitch on the breaking pitch. That's got them thinking right now.
That's clutch.
Yeah, it is. That is. So, really good job as the Eagles have really stepped it up. You want to jump on when you're visitors. You want to come out quick. They came out quick, shut down the rally that the Cougars had, and are really doing what the visitors should do when you come into somebody's park. Is you jump out and get that lead.
You can't just lay back and hope things fall in your lap. When you're on the road, you've got to go out there and grab it.
Absolutely. And the early hustle in the first inning by Jeffrey David to take second set the stage for that. And as things progressed along, your Eagles now go to the top of the third inning and they have that 3-0 lead.
Which is a good thing. It's a good day for Georgetown to come over here. Georgetown's softball team is playing in Mumford at 7 o'clock tonight.
Might be able to just drive over and see that ball game when it's over with.
There's talk that the baseball team is going to eat at Whataburger after the game, and then they're going to bus over and watch a couple innings of the girls.
I'd love to see it. We'll pick it up here for the folks in the top of the third inning. Ty Tilson will lead it off. Ty with the 2 RBI base hit up the middle a while ago, played the first 2 runs in the first inning. First pitch to him, Alexander's fastball right by him for a swing and strike 1. In the inning, your Eagles will send to the plate Ty Tilson, Jackson Siosen, and Noah Thompson to try to add to this 3-0 lead. Grant Wood with 1 hit, giving up 1 hit only. You'll see no hits up on the board, folks, but he has given up 1 hit. That pitch upstairs for a ball. The count 1 ball, 1 strike now on Ty Tilson. Pitch called a strike on the inside corner. Looked to me like it rode inside just a bit, but still called a strike. Your Eagles with 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Cougars, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. The 1-2 pitch, breaking pitch, hammered down the left field line, but it's foul. So our count will stay at 1-2 with Eagle left fielder Ty Tilson at the plate. Hits 4th in the lineup, so 4, 5, and 6 will step to the plate here in the top of the third inning. Alexander pitching from the stretch. Ball in the hole. Tilson quick. The throw across the diamond. Got him on a nice play. That's a nice play by Kit Cawley. Cougars shortstop for the 6-3 putout. A bang-bang putout at first base. Ty Tilson hustling down the line. Ball hit in between short and third. Tough play, but on this AstroTurf, ball gets there pretty quick. Now batting your first baseman, Jackson Siosen. Jackson's got a pop-up back behind the bag. Caught by the second baseman for out number 2 back in the first inning. So batting for the second time, 0 for 1 today. Curveball. Plate umpire nods his head that it stayed outside. So it's 1 ball and no strikes on Jackson Siosen. Siosen on the other end of the nice tag at first base on the 2-3 put out by he and Childress a while ago. Wow. We'll have to say that pitch looked belt high from here, but it's called a ball, and I like it because it's called a ball for one of your Georgetown Eagles. Siosen, the 2-0 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. So the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Folks, if you just joined us, we're here at Bomber Stadium, a beautiful complex. Strike 2 as Jackson Siosen swings through the fastball. So the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes now, Jackson Siosen. If you just joined us, folks, straight away 400 with an 8-foot fence. Left and left center, roughly a 10-foot fence, 325 to left, 325 to right down the lines. The 2-2 to Siosen. That ball smoked into center field, but right straight at Lucas. So for out number 2. Rob's been out of the booth for just a second. Should be joining us back here in just a second. But as we progress, that should bring up Noah Thompson, 6 hitter in the lineup. Ended the first inning with a line drive to Lucas in center field. Wind still blowing out to the right side. First pitch on the way to Noah Thompson. Ball stays outside for a ball. Thompson, of course, batting from the left side. Outstanding senior. Has played right field all year long. Is outstanding young man. There's the ball chopped to second. Should be routine. 4-3 put out. Zach Williams over to Johnny Castillo for out number 3. So your Eagles down an order here in the third for the first time here in the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors. No one left on base. We'll move now to the bottom half of the third inning. Cougars are coming to bat. Grant Wood coming back out for his third inning of work.
They had a number 16 during the last half inning. They had a number 16 warming up down in the bullpen area down there for College Station. I don't know what effect that'll have on anything, but he was warming up and he didn't sit down until there were 2 out in the inning.
That's Dylan Janik, Galen, a junior. Now warming.
Well, he's sat down now. He sat down with about 2 out in the inning. So.
Just trying to get a few housekeeping items done down there. In a moment, we'll check in with David England. David, whenever you're ready, let's see. Do you got us down there now, David?
Yes, sir, Rob. How are you doing?
Got you now. We gave you a new microphone. And also, when you get a chance, switch your radio there to Channel 5 and turn off and on the video, and we'll try to get that feed back up as well.
All right, we'll do. Well, Rob, if you got just a second here, overcast skies here in Bryan, Texas. Temperature last I checked was 84 degrees. The humidity 68, dew point 72, making it a very humid and hot day. The heat index is actually 91 degrees over here in Bryan right now, so it's very warm. Wind is nice. It's north out at 10 miles an hour, and currently I just checked the radar. There's no rain anywhere. There's some coming through San Marcos, Hayes County. They're getting a lot of rain again. They've already had plenty. So back to you, Rob.
Awesome. Appreciate you, David. Again, flip to 5 there and turn off and on, and we should be good on the video. You can also leave that microphone on for crowd noise as well. David England down there. Appreciate you, David, as we'll start things with 8th in the order. The right fielder, number 9, Ben Holbert for College Station. His first at-bat of the afternoon. His team trailing 3-0, trying to pick up some rhythm here in the bottom of this third inning. Wood's first delivery got him on the corner. Good pitch for a strike, 0-1. Well, that'll put a little bit of confidence back in you here as you want to lead off good and quickly in rhythm. The second pitch popped up. Whittington points up at it, and Hill will hand it off over to Thompson at right field. Thompson, the right glove up, makes the snag there in right field for the first out on an 0-1 pitch.
Grant finished the bottom of the second inning with those 2 strikeouts, Rob, and has come back out with a lot of confidence. First pitch fastball, that off-speed pitch popped popped up to right field. So a good job by Grant to come out right quick and get that first out.
Video coming in much better. Still a little glitchy out there, but this will work for what we're doing now. Appreciate it, David. And this first pitch on the way, chopped over to David at third, makes the leap, throws the dagger, and got him for the out over to Seosin. 1 pitch, 2 outs. We'll look at that one on the replay. Good field work by David.
You got to love Jeffrey David. Jeffrey David sometimes can make the routine look spectacular. And right there he did as he leaped up, came down, set up, threw him out about 20 feet. Back to the top of their lineup.
Can barely see it there on that left angle, and a good toss. And we'll go back to the top of the order. Kit Cawley, 2 away. First pitch low to the inside on Kit Cawley. He's 0 for 1. He was out on a shortstop to first base grounder back in the first. Next delivery, quickly, chopped over again. This time it's Cole Posey. Makes the snag and not able to get there in time, and that will be a hit for Kit Cawley. That was a hard fielding one out there.
Sometimes, Rob, the turf, after a lot of rain, can still be a little bit slippery. All happened to Cole, his feet went out from under him. Good job to hang on to the ball with 2 down.
Still made a good effort. You saw him slip back there, but that would have been a hard one. As you just said, Dennis, a little bit of moisture out there on that turf. 2 away with Cawley singling moments ago. Resting now at first, a leadoff of about 8 feet. Wood on the mound for Georgetown brings up second in the order, the second baseman, number 2, Zach Williams.
Actually, the second hit of the ball game for the Cougars is Scarmato lined a single to left back in the second inning.
Pitch on the way and too far to the outside. A ball, 1-0, 2-out count.
Always love this in baseball when you can get 2 outs and get back to the top of their lineup. They've got a ways to go to score any runs. If we can get through 1, 2, and 3, it disrupts their lineup for the remainder of the ball games.
1-0 pitch, chopped over. This one to Cole Posey. He's got it, throws to second, and that'll do it for the third and final out. As technically Williams, we can say he was there on a fielder's choice, but Cauley is out for the third and final out as Posey threw it over to Whittington at second for the third and final out. In this inning, there was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Of course, Williams there with that fielder's choice.
Right.
We're through 3, top of the 4th coming up. Galen, we'll keep it right here. It's been a fun one so far.
It has, and it looks like there's another game chasing in here right behind us because there's a team in red that just filtered into the stadium.
Well, we talked about earlier the generous support of Courtney Home Inspections and the Oak Ridge Disciple House. We also want to make sure to thank our good friend Ty Gibson and Blake Nicholson with Minuteman Press in Georgetown, your one-stop print shop for all of your printing needs, from business cards, banners, signs, and more, even vehicle wraps. Minuteman Press can take excellent care of all your printing needs. And guess what, friends? They also design graphics. Give them a shout online. You can get their information at mmptx.com. Again, that's mmptx.com. We also want to thank Ricky Poe with Georgetown Jewelry, buyers of gold and more for all of your jewelry needs. Georgetown Jewelry will take care of you. The Williamsburg Village Shopping Center online at georgetownjewelry.com. Leading off for Georgetown, the designated hitters. We start at the bottom of the order, number 6, Wesley Dixon. The first pitch, a strike, 0-1 to start things here in the top of this 4th inning. Georgetown leads 3-0.
Wesley walked and scored a run back in the 7th inning.
Swung around on the next pitch, and a foul tip will be a strike, 0-2.
As you'll recall, was wild pitch to second, wild pitch to third, and then semi-infield single scored him off of Jeffrey David.
Next one gets under it, but it lines it right to Williams there at second, just inside the dirt, or what would technically be the dirt. The count 1 away here as we move to 8th in the order, the pitcher, Grant Wood. Grant Wood 0 for 1 this afternoon as he popped one up over to center for the first out back in the second.
Number 16 is back out there warming up for the home team, and he's got a. I noticed Dennis was looking down there. Dennis has got a big bush between him and the.
I can't see him from here.
And while we were looking there,
16's a junior right-hander, Galen. I don't know a lot about him, but a junior right-hander.
0-1 the count as trying to make that grab in front of the Georgetown Eagle dugout, wasn't able to come up with. 0-1, this one over to Cauley at short. Cauley will throw over to first and not able to beat it out. That'll be an out for Grant Wood. 2 up, 2 down. Good job there by Cauley. Again, over to the first baseman, Castillo.
Right now, Castillo. Right now, both Grant Wood and Josh Alexander settled in very nicely after getting over some little opening inning jitters, more so for Alexander.
Broad now placing a sac bunt attempt, and I'm not sure,
no,
you're in 2-out territory here. He's just trying to get a bunt, no sac.
It's just a bunt, looking for a bunt single, which he has done. He's got some 2-out bunt singles this year.
Don't see it a lot, but when you're confident you can do it, you will see it. 0-1, looking for the next bunt, pulls back. It's a ball, 1-1 on 2-out count here in Landon Broad. Landon 0 for 1 this afternoon as he struck out swinging on a payoff pitch for the second out back in the second.
Well, the speed that Landon has, if he can catch you off guard at third baseman's in right now. So it surprised me a little if he did lay the bunt down.
1-1, swing and a miss for the next strike to bring the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes on 2 outs. Nobody on for Georgetown here in the top of the 4th. The Eagles lead 3-0 in this 5A area-round high school baseball playoff in Bryan, Texas at Bomber Field. Alexander, left leg up, right-handed fastball, swing and a miss, got him. Beautiful pitch by Alexander, and it's a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 4th. We're through 3.5, bottom of the 4th coming up. Dennis, we'll keep things right here.
All right, Alexander, as it just commented a while ago, folks, it's beginning to settle in nicely. A couple of early jitters in the first inning, giving up 2 runs, and then a real odd inning for the third run to score in the second has now settled in and retired the last 8 in a row for Georgetown. So as we get ready to move to the bottom of the 4th inning, Cougars trail by 3. Your Eagles with 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. The Cougars with no runs, 2 hits. You'll continue to see 1 on the board, but they have an infield single and a line single to left. So they have two hits in the ball game. Grant Wood pitched just an excellent job as he's faced 11 through the first 3 innings. He'll now face 3, 4, and 5 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
I want to thank our good friend Joshua Harris with the Oak Ridge Disciple House, also one of our faithful sponsors here on SHN, listening in this afternoon and watching. Sounding great, gentlemen, and God bless you. And the call from all of us at Oak Ridge Ministries. Let's get this victory, and we'll see y'all on Sunday. Dennis, you'll possibly be back in the press box if we're at home at Georgetown, maybe. Is that right?
I'll be there Saturday. If we're at home Saturday, I'll be there.
So Joshua Harris will be back on the call with me Saturday, and Galen Welnicki. Dennis, thank you for stepping in today and being here with Galen and I. Always a true honor and privilege, my friend.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate the chance to be here. Anytime you can travel somewhere to see a little legal baseball and get a chance to talk about it, not much better than that on a Thursday afternoon.
Well, we'll get things started here in the bottom of this 4th inning. College Station. We'll start with third in the order, the third baseman, number 12, Brandon Williams. He's 0 for 1, part of the quick 3-up, 3-down that was faced back in the first. Good. Wood remains on the mound for Georgetown. And again, the right-handed batter, Brandon Williams, who's 0 for 1. He grounded 1 over to third for the third and final out back in the first. His second at-bat of the afternoon. Some time here as the home plate umpire holding his hand up. Not sure what the delay is here.
The outfield shift right now for Georgetown is something you don't often see.
Swung on and foul tip, and that's a rare one that will bounce over the fence and right below us at the press box. You don't see too many of those getting through that little nick and cranny there.
Yeah, and that actually came again off the top of the mask of the plate umpire. Here comes the first base umpire again to see if he's okay. He's gotten 2. He's gotten hit twice here in this ball game, folks, on 2 pretty nasty foul balls right back off his mask.
He'll hand the ball over to Childress, the catcher, and Childress will throw it over to Wood on the mound.
Eagle infield pretty much at normal depth, but the Landon Broad in center and Ty Tilston in left shifted way to left center and left field. Big gap in right center field.
It's not where you want that ball to go if you're an Eagle fan, and if you're Williams, that's where you want to place it.
Absolutely. Well, we've got speed all the way across the board in the outfield, so I think anything in the gap is only a double, but still not what we need to see.
Pitch on the way here, and this one too far to the outside, even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on no outs. Keep in mind, too, the wind blowing in that direction to help force that ball. If he gets up under 1, it's going to sail over to the right just a little bit with the wind out there, the United States flag whipping. It's center field. Next pitch to the outside again, 2-1.
Just checked his swing, but he was fooled on that pitch for sure.
We saw a Georgetown team take care of business in the bi-district round versus Weiss, 13-0 in that 1-game series. This one will chop over to Posey at short. Run, makes the grab, punt fakes twice, throws to Seosin for the first out. Once again, great work by Cole Posey to Jackson Seosin. That has been something that is always fun to watch.
Williams slipped as he came out of the bag, but that's really what gave Cole a chance to just kind of double clutch and easily make that throw. So
see it on the replay there.
I think he almost triple clutched on that one.
Yeah, he realized that Williams was only halfway down the line, but he had slipped coming out of the box.
Brings up the pitcher, number 20, Josh Alexander, reached on a walk in his last at-bat. That one in the second. This first pitch on the way, across for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Too high to the inside to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike on 1 out.
Pitch not far from where the other one was. One called a strike, one called a ball. That's why we got a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Aces across the board, the left leg up, the right-handed fastball hit over to that gap, but again, the wind carries it. Thompson over at right, makes the grab for the second out, and that's just what I was talking about moments ago, is if there's air that gets under those, That gap is there, yes, but the wind may carry it, and that's what we saw happen as Thompson able just to move about 10 feet or 10 steps over to his right to make that grab over in right field.
Pretty well positioned too in right field. The way the outfield is playing right now, they scouted this ball club quite a bit. Eagle coaching staff doing a good job of positioning outfielders right now.
Fifth in the order, the catcher, number 3, Chandon Scarmato. The first pitch on the way, too close to the inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chandon is 1 for 1 as he singled back in the second, but then was out on that awesome play where Childress able to throw it to Siosin for the putout.
Don't want to get poor Scarmato in too much trouble, but his courtesy runner was the one that was picked off, not him. So
that's right, yep.
Give him a little bit of a break there.
Thank you for that correction. We didn't want to call it wrong. 2-0 on the way. Too close to the inside, and Scarmato finds himself in a great count here, 3-0.
Well, in case Chandon's mom or dad are listening, I want to make sure that we were on top of that for him.
Wood has only walked 1 this afternoon. It was the 4th batter, number 20, Josh Alexander. He's trying to avoid his second walk of the afternoon. A 3-0 pitch on the way. And, my goodness, that one looked close, and they're going to call it a walk. Another ball will turn into the walk for Scarmato, and we'll see that, should see that courtesy runner come in. And we do see that courtesy runner come in. It is the same Chandon Fowler. I beg your pardon, Fowler. Braden Fowler.
Braden Fowler, number 23, correct.
So the sophomore over there at first as the courtesy runner.
10-1, he won't get too far off the bag this time.
Brings up the designated hitter, number 7, Cole
Marler.
Marler.
Yeah, M-A-R-L-E-R.
That's the first one across for a strike, 0-1. That's when you can't read your own handwriting, Dennis.
We were in a haste to get everything ready, to be honest with you.
Next pitch to Marler, swing and a miss, brought the heat behind it. Wood, the velocity, the swing, not there, and it's 0-2 on 2 outs.
Same pitch that he struck Marler out on for the second out in the third inning.
Well, if
fourth inning.
This game does go back to Georgetown, we'll have that pitcher's camera that we bring you on SHN for video, as we have video rights in this series. The 0-2. Boy, it looked good, and this one called a ball. Galen, you saw that one as well.
Just low.
I would just like to get the ooh into the broadcast.
Galen celebrating his birthday just recently. Happy belated birthday, Galen. We're going to give you a birthday month here on SHN. 1-2, swung on third base line and chopped way foul. As he will stay alive here, Marler on a 1-2.
Make sure and credit me with 175 like Josh did the other day.
We had a fun time going out to eat for your birthday afterwards, thanks to Josh and Oak Ridge. 1 ball, 2 strikes on 2 outs. This next delivery.
Ouch. Pitch looked pretty good from here, but again, called a ball.
2-2.
We have 3.5 innings, folks, in the books. Your Eagles up 3-0.
Even count, 2-2. Base runner on 1 is the courtesy runner Fowler for Chandon Scarmato. And a swing and a miss here for the third and final out. And Dennis, the third strikeout of the afternoon for Wood in this inning. Georgetown taking care of business yet again. No runs, no hits, no errors, and College Station leaves 1 on. We'll keep it right here.
Great job right there again by Grant. Same pitch he struck Marler out on back in the second inning. He gets him in the fourth inning here on a dandy little breaking pitch. Still not sure if it's a change or a curve, but outstanding pitch. Grant Wood, who you probably would not have thought was going to start this ball game. But Coach Brindley, Coach Foster have dialed up the young man, the senior. He stepped in and pitched 4 innings of excellent baseball to give your Eagles just 3-0 lead. We're more than halfway through, folks. Your Eagles have that 3-0 lead.
As we move to the top of the 5th, David England down there on camera. David, you've got a good spot where you're at down there, and you're right by the Georgetown Eagle dugout. How are things going down there, David?
I'll tell you, their confidence is super high. You know, this Georgetown team they've been here before, literally been at this stadium before, but this outcome looking like it could be better. This team is just an amazing team this year.
Well, Georgetown with an opportunity to add more insurance, currently leading 3-0 against a very tough and competitive College Station team. You want more runs here, and they'll try to do it as they start things leading off back to the top of the order. The third baseman, Jeffrey David, who's 2 for 2. That first pitch well out of his way as it bounces behind the catcher and into the concrete behind home plate. The early count 1-0 on no outs as we start things here in the top of the 5th. Of course, we'll go to 7 innings, and hopefully this won't be the only game of the series. We want to see more games.
Absolutely.
Next pitch, curve to the outside.
In a weather situation like this, folks, you always want to win the first game of the series. Because if the rest of the games get rained out, it reverts to the first game.
You're absolutely right about that, Galen. That's what makes this ball game so critical. Georgetown can make decisions on whether to play tomorrow, whether to play Saturday. They make all kinds of decisions if they come away with this victory.
3-0 pitch and a strike called here as Jeffrey David looks at that one. He was well ahead. He's still got an option here. Of course, he'll swing if he sees a good one. 3-1. David trying to go 3 for 3 this afternoon. Alexander's pitch on the way. Chops it up into the glove of Alexander, and a routine throw to Castillo at first for the first out on a 3-1 pitch.
Jeffrey David, one of those ball players on this squad, Rob, that you always want to see on base. So losing Jeffrey right here hurts a lot, but Wyatt Childers steps in with just 1 out with a chance to still do some damage as we got 2, 3, and 4. Go ahead, Galen, I'm sorry.
There's another pitcher warming up down now. He's inside the stadium, not like the 16 who is warming up outside the stadium for 3 innings. But this guy is actually warming up inside the stadium down the tall, lanky right-hander.
Bring up second in the order, the catcher, number 13, Wyatt Childress. 1-0 his count. The next one swung on here, foul off the back. 1-1 on 1 out for Wyatt Childress. Wyatt this afternoon is 0 for 1. He had the sacrifice bunt back in the first and then reached on a walk and left stranded in the second. Wyatt Childress in a 1-1.
Can't see a number, can you, Galen, on the kid?
No,
on the
I
pin?
sure can't. He's facing me.
I can't either.
It's number 16. 1-6 getting those warm-up pitches.
So
next one a ball, 2-1.
Dylan Janik again, the same junior that was throwing outside. So.
Next one hit foul. Staying here is Wyatt Childress on a 2-2. Got some more shout-outs. We'll have those here in just a moment. The SHN family text line is open, the fan line. This next pitch curve to the outside. 3-2 payoff coming up here for Childress. Go ahead.
Cougar outfield pretty much straight away. Infield normal depth.
This one popped way up into the air. The catcher, Scarmato, won't be able to make that grab as it goes on top of the covered roof here at the Bomber Stadium Pavilion, if you will. And the count remains 3-2 as it was foul right behind him.
We'll have to get used to that noise next year when they cover our stadium completely.
That's absolutely right.
Payoff pitch again on the way, too high upstairs, and Wyatt Childress for the second time this afternoon will reach on a walk. This is a 1-out walk for Wyatt Childress. Third in the order, the shortstop, number 5, Cole Posey. Cole is 0 for 1. He did reach on a walk and a wild pitch, able to come around and score on the tie. Tilson, 2 RBIs back in the first. And then in the second, for the third out, he popped one up over to left. Cole Posey is third at-bat of the afternoon, the senior Boise State commit.
That second out, a towering fly ball caught on the warning track by Coronado for the third out of the inning.
Alexander's right-handed fastball gets away, and runner will advance over to second and will stay there at second. And on that one, not sure if it was a wild pitch. It was a pass ball, yep.
See.
We call that peanut butter here. A little peanut butter got out of his glove. Too much butter in the glove. 1-0 count on Cole Posey.
Looked to me like it might have crossed up Scarmato.
1-0 as Wyatt Childress in scoring position. Georgetown leads 3-0 here in the top of the 5th. Next one. Posey. Thought about biting at it and pulled back in enough time for a ball, 2-0.
Eagles in a good opportunity right now to play some add-on with Posey, Tilson, and Seosin to hit in the runner in scoring position. Up 3-0.
Alexander looks over his right shoulder. Now back to the left, keeping an eye on a good leadoff by Childress. Now the pitch. Childress will take off. Good batters count here, 3-0. And that one will bring in a run on this one, Dennis, on a 3-0 count.
A balk was called.
And a balk was called, and of course that will advance all runners. And with Childress at third, he will score on the balk. We haven't seen a lot of balks this year.
Balks up in this age group shouldn't appear too often.
3-0 pitch on the way. Posey a hard hit, but foul off the first base line and into the stands. These stands, by the way, on that first base line extend all the way to the 325 corner over there at right at this beautiful facility. 3-1 count on Cole Posey.
Unless we had the replay, I think probably Alexander didn't pause.
Next one again popped up, and again foul off the first base line. Brings it to a full count now at 3-2 for Cole Posey.
10 is warming up now down outside the stadium, and it looks like he may be coming in as a defensive replacement because he's not throwing to a catcher.
Payoff pitch on the way. Too far to the outside, and Posey will reach on a walk. So back-to-back reaches on walks by Georgetown.
Yeah, I thought we'd see a visit. This may be off for Alexander.
You get a bag, and you get a bag.
I believe this will probably, Rob, be it for Alexander. As Scott Holder has come to the mound. Yes, the new right-hander coming in.
So it's not Janik who was warming up. You said Scott Holder? No,
Scott Holder's the coach.
Oh,
16,
coach.
Yeah.
So Janik is out there.
Yeah, Janik is coming in. Scott Holder's our coach.
The lack of hydration. The lack of hydration is getting to me up here.
Big, tall, lanky right-hander coming in, but right now Eagles putting a lot of pressure on this Cougar defense. Ty Tilson will be at the plate.
You just need another couple of ribeyes to pump you up.
So Dylan Janik will take over here as Alexander goes 5 1/3 innings,
60,
allowing 3 hits and 4 runs. He struck out 2, and just looking through here, looks like he walked 5 of them. So again, for Josh Alexander, 5 1/3 innings pitch, 4 runs on 3 hits, struck out 2, and walked 5. Dylan Janik will take things over here in this 5th inning.
The nail in the coffin for Alexander was the 5 walks as he's constantly in trouble. And with this free swinging Eagle offense, 5 walks are going to get you in trouble.
Always enjoy being up here in the booth, Dennis, because fans think that we're in control of every aspect of the operations here. So they were telling us to correct the pronunciation of a name, and I said, "We're not. That's not us. He was talking about some of the PA saying a name wrong.
Yeah. People need to be aware of that. As a PA announcer, it's
difficult.
You have to spend a lot of time on a lot of names because that.
And you know that better than anyone, Dennis.
Absolutely. And sometimes you see these names for the very first time on the very first day that you get there. And getting that pronunciation in your system is hard to do sometimes.
Dennis is looking for another Fall City, Carn City game.
Ty Tilson at bat now for Georgetown. Ty this afternoon, 1 for 2. And that one was huge as it was a single 2 RBI that put the first 2 runs on the board for the Eagles. 1 out. Nobody on for Georgetown as we're here in the top of this 5th inning. Georgetown has scored 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, and then after that, Childress coming in the 5th here moments ago. First pitch bounces around. Runner going to try to advance over to second, and he is out. Trying to steal. And Cole Posey out, caught stealing.
Posey, that was a delayed steal, which I'm not particularly sure he intended to go until he saw the ball bounce away from Scarmato, and then he took off. Scarmato with too good an arm for that.
So 2 away now for the Eagles.
First pitch was a ball on Ty.
"1-0. In the dirt, bounces up. Good catch by Scarmato. Wouldn't have mattered anyways for Georgetown, though, as there's nobody on now. They counted 2-0. That pitch way low, and that was well in front of even the dirt there.
Yeah, got Scarmato gun shy on that. He was bailing out of there.
Dylan Janik on the mound, right-handed fastball. Got him on the corner for the strike, 2-1. A little slow, kind of off-speed pitch there, though, actually. 2-1. Over to right, in between the gap, and that is a base hit, and coming around is Tilson around first. He will head over to second, and a stand-up double for Georgetown's Ty Tilson. Tilson 2 for 3 this afternoon. He singled back in the first and was left stranded, then out on the 6-3 in the third for the first out, and here doubling in 2-out territory.
Outstanding job, an outstanding piece of hitting as he took a fastball up and off the outside corner of the plate and drove it into right center field for the double. Outstanding job of hitting by Ty Tilson.
Bring up fifth in the order, the first baseman, number 12, action, Jackson Seosin for Georgetown, the senior, 0 for 2 this afternoon. And as we say, when you're 0 for 2, you're due.
There you go.
Jackson, a hit here would surely score for the Eagles and give them their 5th run. That 5th run resting over at second. As Janik looks over his right shoulder, left leg up, right-handed delivery, chops up out of the reach of Janik. Seosin going to try to get over to first, but not in enough time as Williams threw to Castillo for the third and final out. Good job.
Not that I like outs, but that's one of the interesting things in baseball. That was a 1-4-3 putout as the ball tipped off the pitcher's glove into the second baseman's glove, and then for the putout. So the 1-4-3 putout is always a nice play, even though it did go against your Eagles. But we put the run on the board. Go ahead.
So in this inning, 1 run on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. We are through 4.5, bottom of the 5th coming up. Been a fun one here. I'm Rob Hipp alongside Dennis Allman. Galen Welnicki joining us. Galen, good to have you back for the playoffs. Last year I know got a little down there and was ill for a while, couldn't join us. It is a privilege having you back, my friend.
Good to be back, and I hate to say it, but there was a hit in that inning. It was a double.
You're right. I missed it.
I hate to chase a compliment like that.
I was reading through the other line. Thank you, Galen. No problem at all. Please, if you hear something, we want to make sure we deliver as accurate of a broadcast as possible. Again, we want to thank all of our sponsors for making this one happen this afternoon. We couldn't do it without your generous support. Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press of Georgetown. We talked about Georgetown Jewelry a while ago. We also want to thank Dr. Paul Berg coming on for this series. Thank you, Dr. Berg, for your generous support of Georgetown Eagle baseball here on SHN Sports. Sponsored by Paul Berg, medical doctor, family and sports medicine, Dr. Paul Berg. Thank you, Dr. Berg. We appreciate you. We'll get to more sponsors as this one goes on. But for now, we start things here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and leading off for College Station, trailing 4-0. We'll move to the bottom of the order, number 7, the center fielder, number 19, Bryson Lucas. He's 0 for 1, his second at-bat of the afternoon. He struck out swinging for the second out back in the second. Wood on the mound for Georgetown. Quick in delivery. Swung up, popped up, foul, and Childress won't be able to grab this one as it goes behind him. And a loud smack as you heard it hit the tin roof. 0-1 count.
Rob, can't say enough about the job right now that Grant Wood has done. Giving up 2 hits. Been in trouble in only 1 inning. It's just really just pitched an outstanding job, an outstanding ball game, and did an outstanding job to this point.
0-1. Tries to place bunt, foul behind him, and you see there as Bryson Lucas not happy with that one. He smacked the bat against his right hip, the count 0-2.
Not a pitch you typically want to bunt. A pitch that was up. Normally you pop that up anyway. Right now, College Station just trying to break up Grant's rhythm, get something going, and they can't do it.
0-2 pitch on the way.
Ooh. Just stayed up.
A little too high, 1-2. It was a good change up there, but just wouldn't, or curve, and it was too high up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Some former Georgetown players here at Bomber Stadium. Cole Moore in the house. 1 ball, 2 strikes, swung on. Field work by David. It gets away from him. Posey going to try to pick it up, throws, but able to beat it out in time is Bryson Lucas. And that is an error out there by David over at third. First error that we've seen here by College Station, so he'll reach on the E5.
Rob, they call it a hot corner, and that's a good example of it right there. That ball got on Jeffrey just a little bit quicker than he could handle, and rolled up his glove, up his arm, and would result in an error. A little crack in the door for the Cougars, but Grant's been solid so far. Well, let's see if he can close it again.
Brings up 8th in the order, the right fielder, Ben Holbert. He'll pop this one up and way over behind us. We may hear another loud ding here in a minute, and we do. There it is, 0-1. We promise it's not Hailstones. If it was, then the game would be over for now. Be postponed.
Simply fact that we've got a roof overhead keeps it kind of cool under here.
0-1 on no outs. Next pitch on the way. Runner will take off trying to get over in a high throw, stolen base by Lucas. That was a high throw by Wyatt Childress over to Whittington. You don't see that often.
Well, in that particular case, to be honest with you, Lucas got a great jump. The pitch was high. It's a little bit of an off-speed pitch. Wyatt had to do everything he could just to get rid of it. Lucas pretty much had that bag stolen. So simply stolen base.
1-1 count here on Ben Holbert. As he's 0 for 1, he popped one up over to right field for the first out back in the third. Wood looks down over to second, throws, and did they get him in time? He's out. Great job by Wood over to Whittington. We'll look at it here on the replay.
Second pickoff of the afternoon.
You see it there, and he was just way off, and a good eye by Wood and a great job by Whittington to get over and make that play happen.
That slams the door right there. Good job by both Grant and Zach to make that play.
David, you sent me a message earlier talking about Cole Moore was here in the house. Where is he at?
Yeah, he's actually right behind the Georgetown dugout. He's there on the deck. You can see Big Zane Haas there in his blue baseball jacket there.
1-1 popped up over to right. The communication is Whittington will step back. He'll hand it off over to Thompson at right field. And that's a fly up for the second out. 2 up.
Excellent job of communicating as Zach backed up. Noah said, no problem, I got it. Zach stepped out of the way. Good communication. Eagles clicking on all cylinders, folks, here this afternoon.
Hey,
both on offense and defense. I'm sorry.
No, excuse me, David, not to put you on the spot, but maybe we can get an interview, if you don't mind, there in between this. It'd be cool to chat with him and see what he's up to. We always like to talk to the kids, man. First pitch to the inside, 1-0 count here on
Coronado, their left fielder.
Next delivery, 1-0. Got him across the plate for a strike, 1-1. We'll see if he's in the area, David. Don't worry about it. But if he's in the area, it'd be kind of cool to chat with him. 1-1 over left and behind third base for the foul, 1-2.
Can't see who it is.
Can't either.
1-2, and trying to check with the home or first base umpire, and he says no, that was a ball. 2-2 the count.
Well, at this point, too, in a playoff game, in playoff games with pitch counts now, that becomes important.
Woo! 2-2, and got him looking for the strikeout. The fourth strikeout of the afternoon, the first one looking, more importantly, for the third and final out in this inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left on as we are through 5. Top of the 6th coming up. We'll keep things right here. Been a great one if you're an Eagles fan. College Station trying to find some rhythm, but they are starting to run out of outs with Georgetown up to bat to start things here in the top of the 6th.
Absolutely they are, Rob. And Eagles have just capitalized in every phase of the ball game this afternoon. Been very impressive, workmanlike. They came in here with the intention of winning the ball game. and are doing just that very thing. They took an early lead. Grant's pitched an outstanding ball game. And at this particular point, folks, you look up on the board, 4 runs on just 4 hits. That's called opportunistic. They've scored in about every way that you can figure out how to score to have this 4-0 lead. As we take our ball game now 5 innings deep into the top half of the 6th inning.
Zane Haas's family joining us. Zane here watching on the deck, back behind David as well. Always good to see Zane. The Zane Haas family said, keep it going, Georgetown, from Deer Park, Texas. There's Zane right there on your video screen. If you've got a shout out, look, he's giving a little high five action, a little sign there to us. Appreciate you, Zane, as your family's joining us as well. If you got a shout out, text them to us, 512-522-9105. Leading off for Georgetown is Noah Thompson. First pitch away from him. Noah Thompson this afternoon, 0 for 2. He's due.
I'll tell you what, if David down there can probably tell us who that is warming up in the bullpen.
1-2 popped up. This one will go foul, and it'll make a loud thud off the roof in front of us. Well, that one didn't. I miscalled it.
I think it was to the left. Over. Yeah, left side, back over the back side.
1-1 the count.
Yeah, Galen, I can't see from here because of the screen. It's got.
You know, David, if somebody contacted David down there, he could probably tell us.
It's Pearson.
Pearson?
Number 20.
Thank you.
2-1, the next one outside for a ball.
So Braxton Pearson.
Janik remains on the mound for College Station as he came in and pitched the final 2/3 back in the 5th. 2-1, swung on Thompson. Wow, what a play by Castillo. He'll flip it over to Janik. And the first out, we'll look at that one on a replay. That is beautiful field work out there by Castillo at first.
Really a very nice play, and one thing we always try to tell folks, we're here for the kids. So a great play by the Cougars, great play by the Eagles. We're going to point that out to you. That was an outstanding play by Castillo at first.
Brings up the designated hitter, Wesley Dixon, for Georgetown. 1-0 count, Wesley Dixon.
But I think I may make a change for you. I think Alexander's come in to play first base.
This one hit over between the gap, trying to make a run on it, is the right fielder, and he reaches up and makes that grab. That's Ben Holbert out there for the second out.
Josh Alexander has come in to play first base. He was on the mound, came out of the ball game and went into first base.
Thank you for that, Dennis. So
yeah.
Alexander making that great play moments ago.
Well, I just knew that wasn't Castillo. When I looked over there, I said, wait a minute. We don't always get those changes, folks, so we apologize for that.
Well, he would still be hitting then, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, in that 4 hole. He's hitting 4th for him.
First pitch to Grant Wood, the Georgetown pitcher, is a strike 0-1. Next one on the ground. Luckily for College Station, nobody on for Georgetown on that pitch that got away from the catcher, Scarmato. 1-1 even count, 2 away here in the top of the 6th. Appreciate Christy sending us a message as well. Christy Foster. I was trying to think of who that was. I said hi to him and my mind went blank. But Grayson Smith also over there joining us here at Bomber Stadium. That one across for a strike, 2-2. Georgetown fans didn't like that one.
Pitch. If it caught any, it caught the lower part of the plate on the outside corner. Pitch had been called a ball most of the day there.
2-2 pitch. Blowing in the dirt on the outside. Brings the count to 3-2. Another full count here, and I believe it's the first payoff pitch for Janik.
That one was definitely geographically challenged.
3-2. Way up into the air as Lucas will make a run on it from the catcher. He takes just a few steps over to his right and has the grab for the third and final out in this inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. College Station, 6 outs left in this game unless they can get some runs on the board. Critical moments here now for the Cougars, Dennis.
It is, with Pearson warming up down in the down the right field line. Was curious to see if he might be coming out for the 6th, but Grant Wood goes right back to the mound with a 4-0 lead, having given up 2 hits. Not much reason to change Grant right now. He's done an outstanding job today.
Once again, if you've got a shout-out, feel free to send them to us. Thanks, Christy, for that update moments ago. The SHN fan text line is open at 512-522-9105. Again, 512-522-9105. We'd love to hear from you this afternoon. Georgetown Eagle Baseball here on SHN Sports. Appreciate you joining us today.
You know, Rob.
Go ahead, David.
I'd like to point out something that Georgetown's traveled. When their team is on the field, there's 16 kids in the dugout, and College Station has 6 in their dugout. So it's just impressive to see the number of kids that they're able to travel, the number of kids on this team.
That is a great observation. You talked about Cole Moore being here. We saw Zane Haas, and Christy reminded me, Grayson Smith back there behind you as well. I said hi to him a while ago, David. I couldn't remember. I said, that's got to be Grayson, and I couldn't think. So it's always good to see that young man as well, and these kids always coming back to support their team. Good thing here for College Station is they'll go back to the top of their order. Start things here first in the order. The shortstop, number 1, Kid Colley, who's 1 for 2 this afternoon. Wood, his right-handed delivery on the way to Colley. Colley lines, takes a bounce right in front of Tilson, and that is a leadoff single for Kid Colley. Dropped right in front of Tilson over there at left.
Good effort by Ty, but smart play, realizing he couldn't make the catch. Instead of diving for it, letting it go all the way to the wall, held Colley to a single. So a good play by Ty Tilson.
Kind of hard to see there just on that wide-out angle, but still a good job.
Right there. I don't know if it's hot or not, but.
Second baseman, Zach Williams, number 2. Pitch on the way. Too close to the inside for the early ball. 1-0 count.
Again, a pretty good pitch. Just rode a little bit inside to Williams. Williams, a senior second baseman for the Cougars.
1-0, no out count. Runner on 1 for College Station, trailing 4-0. Woods' next delivery. Got him across the corner for a strike. 1-1.
Nice pitch by Grant to come back to even the count up at 1-1.
Again, we also want to say thank you to the UIL for all the hard work that they do. They're busy all season, Dennis, but, man, this time of the year, I can only imagine what Kate Hector and those fine folks are going through. They got to plan all this and make everything happen, so we want to say thank you to the UIL and also Sports in Action for the licensing rights to cover this game today on video. 2-1, the next one too far to the outside.
Grant could be tiring just a little bit here this late in the ball game in the 6th inning. Base hit now gone 2-1 to Zach Williams.
Pick attempt, base runner safe there as Wood threw it over to Seosin. Kit Colley over at first. 2-1 count here for Williams. No outs, runner on 1 for College Station. The second opportunity for a run, or the opportunity, and that one got him across for a strike to even the count at 2-2. That is your potential second run at home plate.
Belt high fastball for a strike. Zach Williams not happy at all. Thought that pitch was up and away. See if Grant throws the off-speed pitch.
2-2, foul tip. The count remains 2-2. A battle starting here for Zach Williams.
He did, and Williams did a great job of staying alive. Just to battle, just to foul it off at the plate.
Appreciate Julia Engelman as well joining us on the YouTube live stream. Hey, if you've got a shout out too, you can comment on that YouTube live stream. Appreciate you, Julia. 2-2 on the way. That's one
trouble.
Is hit right in between the gap. That may bring in a run for College Station as the double for Williams, and diving and sliding and getting that run is Colley. Give Williams the stand-up double RBI as he brings in Kid Colley, and College Station on the board for the first time this afternoon, 4-1.
This will bring a visit from Adam. I believe this is probably going to be it for Grant Wood. You will hear outstanding applause from this Eagle faithful as he comes off. It looks like Braxton's going to come in. Braxton Pearson's coming in to pitch.
Great job by Wood through 5 innings, and that'll do it for Georgetown's Grant Wood. So he will pitch through 5 innings, allowing 4 hits, 1 run. He'll be responsible for that runner over on second base, Zach Williams. 4 strikeouts for Grant Wood. He only walks 2. So again, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. He'll be responsible for Zach Williams over at second, and now on the mound for Georgetown and getting those warm-up pitches is the new pitcher for the Eagles. Galen, been a good one so far, sir.
Yes, it has. Need to get some closing here.
That is.
So again, the warm-up pitch is on the mound now for Georgetown. Just trying to get the information here as it comes to us. Sometimes we got to scramble just a little bit to get that information, but it is Braxton Pearson, as Dennis said just a few moments ago. We'll have his stats here in just a few moments. We'll see what Pearson could do. This may be the first time I've seen Pearson this season. Yeah, Dennis?
I'd have to go all the way back to the tournament to tell you the truth. Of course, when you get into district, you don't go more than about 4 kids, maybe 5 kids deep. But right now with the 4-1 lead this late in the ball game, Braxton a great choice. Hard-throwing right-hander.
Well, he has only pitched 5 innings. He's played in 4 games. 10 hits, 6 runs on those 10 hits. 3 of them were earned, 4 walks. He has struck out 9, sent 1 to the tattoo shop on a hit by pitch, a 4.2 ERA. An opportunity here, though, for Pearson to gain some experience in a critical playoff game. And this is where you just really see Georgetown coaching putting faith in these kids, Dennis.
Absolutely. I believe Reese Grimes trotted down. I'm kind of guessing, but I think he trotted down to the I believe that's Reese. That's Reese, yes.
Yeah, he's still inside on
little submariner, yep.
Braxton's only a junior. He's being heavily recruited right now as well, Rob.
And you were talking about Reese. Where was he at?
He's down in the bullpen.
He's in the bullpen, okay.
Just trotted to the bullpen, yeah.
Well, we may see Reese come in and try to close this one up. If Pearson can get through it in the first pitch, he won't let go. He'll look over at second. So a good eye here by the junior already, keeping Williams honest over at second. Again, Grant Wood is responsible for Williams, who rests after his stand-up RBI double moments ago. First pitch on the way. Boy, that one in the dirt, and it bounces off the mask of Childress, and Childress is going to quickly talk things over with Pearson. 4-1 your score. College Station, no outs. Childress will give Pearson a pat on his left shoulder. College Station with an opportunity here, trailing 4-1 with no outs. And this is potentially the 3rd run at home plate, Dennis.
Yeah, top of the lineup making a little bit of noise here for the Cougars here late in the ball games. Number 3 hitter.
Williams on a 1-0. This one will chop bounce over to Posey. Posey throws the dagger to Siosin for the first out of the inning. It does advance Williams over to third. But again, a good job there by Posey. After the bounce, able to pick it up, throws to Siosin, 1 away.
Ball hit behind Williams, so Williams takes third on the play. Posey never looked at it. Just simply got that first out, which was huge.
So bring up number 20, Josh Alexander. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon. Reached on a walk in the second, was left stranded at second in that inning, and then also popped one up over to right for the second out in the 4th, Dennis.
Playing first base. Starting pitcher here in the ball game.
Got the corner for the strike. Beautiful pitch by Pearson. Looked close on the inside, but got that corner of the zone, 0-1.
Beautiful little fastball that rode inside.
The 0-1. Swung on for the second strike. I think Alexander really didn't want to swing that one, but he did, and he kind of regretted it after it got around from him.
Pitch that rode inside just a little bit more than that one did.
He'll talk things over with his coach just off the third base line, about 10 feet away. 0-2 the count, 1 away. Runner on third for College Station is Zach Williams. who has the RBI double moments ago that brought in Kit Colley to give that first run on the board for the Cougars of College Station. Of course, College Station just right down the road, and in essence, this is kind of a home game for College Station.
Them, absolutely. It is absolutely a home game.
Two other teams await to play after this one, so we'll have to do very quick post games and get out of here to give room to the other guys. 0-2 pitch, swung and missed. Pearson coming in and coming alive for the Georgetown Eagles.
Rob, if I recall, Pearson came in against number 2 Lake Travis and did work and got us out of a jam there.
Well, built up that confidence in that game. That's why I haven't seen him. We didn't cover that game.
Yeah, well, he's done an outstanding job so far in a ground ball to short and a strikeout of their 3 and 4 hitters.
Brings up fifth in the order the catcher, number 3, Channon Skermato. Skermato 1 for 1 as he singled back in the second, but was out on a 1-3 put as he was leading off.
Thought that almost plunked him.
First pitch of ball close to the inside, 1-0. 2 away, runner on third. Next pitch, this one chopped foul off the third base line to even the count at 1-1 on 2 outs.
Pearson's got an outstanding running fastball that runs inside. It's got these Cougars tied up right now.
One on 2 outs. Swung again, and this one hit foul off the third base line.
Same pitch as he is pounding that inside corner.
John joining us on YouTube as well. Appreciate you, John. Thanks for joining us here on SHN Sports. 1-2 count, 2 away. College Station trails 4-1. A little bit of time called here as Skermato will step outside of the right-handed batter's box. Now he's back in. The lights are on. They came on early here at Bomber Field as we are under cloudy skies now. Started out with a little graceful sunshine, and it's clouded up pretty quick. Another one chopped foul off the third base. Nathan was showing me a while ago there is some rain starting to move close to this area, and hopefully those next teams that are going to play next will be able to get through their contest. That's why Georgetown got this one early at 4 o'clock. We were even saying on the way over here maybe they should have shot for 2 o'clock, but so far it's worked for them.
I almost played a little bit earlier.
1-2 on the way.
He went,
but pulled back, and they're going to call it a ball here. 2-2 to even it, Dennis.
He went. 2-2 count, 2-2-2.
Cole may not be here at this game. I thought he was. Cole Moore, I thought he was. It's definitely Grayson Smith out there. Cole, if you're listening, you're definitely here in spirit. 2-2 on the way. Oh, that was a close one, and no call as it was low, 3-2.
Pitch has pretty much been called low all day. Reese was throwing in the bullpen. Kind of stopped momentarily just to watch a couple of pitches here.
3-2 payoff. This one popped up into the air. Tilson will say, Posey, take it away, and Posey at short, takes a few steps, dances with the stars, and has the grab for the third and final out. Georgetown 3 outs away from taking game 1 versus College Station. In this inning, 1 run was scored on 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 left on base as we are through 6 innings here in Bryan, Texas at Bomber Stadium. Thanks for joining us, friends. We want to make sure to thank our wonderful sponsors again for making these games possible here on SHN Sports. Man, a sneeze caught me very quick there, Dennis. You know, when you're broadcasting and you got to sneeze, you got to act quick. Again, thanks for joining us. Rob Hipp here with Galen Welnicki, Dennis Allman. Galen, your thoughts so far through this game? It's been a good one for Georgetown.
And it got a little exciting there in the last. College Station is very capable of scoring runs if they get people on base.
Also, Galen, that was a very nice job by Braxton to come in. A little bit of a touchy situation and get to 3 outs. Did a great job.
David mentioned that he was being highly recruited and highly scouted, and that showed a little bit why. Because he was able to get the job done, and
yeah, absolutely came in a very clutch situation, having not pitched a lot of innings this year, and just did an outstanding job.
Hey, that's kind of funny. We were talking about Grayson Smith a while ago, and his mom, Kayla, messaged me earlier on the SHN line that we do receive texts on, and said, can you wish him luck in his first game of his conference tournament on Sunday? You bet. We will give Grayson best wishes and good luck on his first game of his conference tournament starting on Sunday. Good luck to you, young man.
Colin Jackson to hit.
Yeah, new batter here for Georgetown to start things in the top of the 7th. It'll be number 22, Colin Jackson, and thank you for that, Dennis. And again, you talk about Georgetown and just very golden opportunities for experience here in the playoffs. The first pitch was a ball, the second one a strike, 1-1, and that's just the confidence that the coaches have in these kids.
Well, I like the fact that Georgetown came in here and they've absolutely played like they belonged here. Very workmanlike, getting the job done, capitalizing on every mistake that College Station has made, and have the 4-1 lead.
Set here in the top of the 7th, 4-1 the score. And a swing and a miss here for the third and final out. Great pitching by Janik.
First out.
First out. What did I say?
Third and final.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I meant third and final strike.
Thank you. You were ready to get to that bottom of the 7th inning, which I am too, but I'd like to add a few runs if we can.
Go back to the top of the order, the third baseman, number 7, Jeffrey David.
He wants to cash in on some of those ribbies.
Jeffrey 2 for 3, Rob, on the afternoon, but I believe the tone was set by him in the first inning with that base hit when he advanced to second on a lackadaisical play by their center fielder. Just set a tone for the Eagles.
2 quick pitches by Janik, and Georgetown's Jeffrey David will swing around on the second one. He's in an 0-2 count. David 2 for 3 this afternoon. As he scored one of the 4 runs that's on the board for Georgetown, he'll swing here, foul tip, and the put out over at first. So still a opportunity for Georgetown on their second out. They've got 1 to go.
2 down in the inning. 20. Yeah, actually that's technically a 2-3 put out. Still gets the strikeout, but the put out's the catcher to first on the drop third strike.
Nice breaking ball here. It goes in for a strike on Wyatt Childress. The early count 0-1. Janik really finding some rhythm here as he came in the 5th inning for those final 2/3. Swing and a miss here by Childress.
He seems to really be bringing some speed with those pitches. He's just slinging them across the plate.
David, he's got a little bit of an interesting delivery. He kind of rears back, kind of brings that ball back from behind him. Strikeout.
A strikeout here.
Struck out the side.
For the third and final out. Quick 3 up, 3 down. Janik has now retired 7 in a row after allowing that double by Ty Tilson. Since then, it has been 7 in a row for Janik. He is doing great work for College Station.
New pitcher.
Final opportunity here for the College Station Cougars, and a new pitcher on the mound for Georgetown is Reese Grimes. Coming in, trying to close this game out. Reese Grimes, always great to see him on the mound for Georgetown. His mother, Keisha, here in the audience. Talked to her a while ago. Hello to the Grimes family. His father, Reagan. Wonderful folks, just as all here in Georgetown, Texas. Again, Reese Grimes trying to close this one out for Georgetown. 3 outs to go, and the Eagles can take game 1, but they cannot give up anything here in the bottom of this inning, leading 4-1. Third pitcher. Again, Reese Grimes. He has pitched 18 1/3 inning in his 14th game now. 1 win, no losses on the season. He has 6 saves. 11 hits, 6 runs on those 11 hits. 5 of the runs were earned, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, 5 hit by pitches, a 1.909 ERA for Reese Grimes. That'll also attribute to a .873 whip. Reese Grimes, the sidearm slinger. Again, want to thank our sponsors, Courtney Home Inspections, Minuteman Press of Georgetown, Ricky Poe with Georgetown Jewelry. We appreciate you so much. Specialty Restoration. Thank you for your sponsorship as well. The Central Texas Business Association and Dr. Paul Berg. Appreciate Specialty Restoration as they sponsored the first game, that by Mr. Brent Parker. Again, thank you so much for all that you guys do with specialty restoration.
6, 7, and 8, Rob. Cougars trail by 3, 6, 7, and 8.
Cole Marlar will lead things off here, the designated hitter in that 6th spot. Specialty restoration, 24/7 emergency services, fire and smoke damage, storm damage, water damage. Check them out on Facebook, Specialty Restoration. First sidearm sling from the right arm of Grimes, high and up to the outside, 1-0 count.
If anybody is interested, Burton and Thorndale will be playing right after this game in an area game.
1-0, that is a leadoff single for College Station. That's right where they needed to be. They got it over to the left field, way out of the reach of Tilson. And that's a leadoff single for Cole Marlar.
Pitch that Reese got up just a little bit up in the zone, and Marlar laced it into left field.
That'll bring up 7th in the order, the center fielder, number 19, Bryson Lucas. Bryson is 0 for 2 this afternoon. An opportunity for his team.
Activity in the Georgetown pen, but again, folks, difficult for us to see from here.
I believe it's number 18.
Thank you, David.
A pass ball here will advance the runner over to second.
So Ryan Courtney now throwing down in the bullpen for your Eagles.
1-0 the count. Bryson Lucas with the runner in scoring position is Marlar. Getting a little testy here in the final moments in the bottom of the 7th inning. Reese Grimes trying to get him out. Swung on, hit foul off the first base line to even the count at 1-1.
Runner at second absolutely means nothing right at the moment. Eagles just need to get an out, up 4-1. Eagles looking to get out anywhere on the diamond they can get it right now, folks.
Your potential 3rd run at home plate. This pitch too far to the outside, 2-1 count. On deck is your potential tying run. We don't want to think about that here. 2 balls and 1 strike. If you're College Station, you do. Big time. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, hit foul off the first base line to even the count at 2-2.
Marlar out at second base is only the fourth base runner they've had reach second all night long. 1 run in.
Grimes' next delivery. This one swung on. Should be caught as Cole Posey will hand it off over to Jeffrey David at third. And David all the way near the pitcher's mound, able to haul it in for the first out. Good job there.
A huge out in a 4-1 ball game. The first out of an inning is always huge. Again, Marlar really not that important to us right now as we can concentrate on Holbert and Coronado to win this ball game.
8th in the order, the right fielder, number 9, Ben Holbert, who's 0 for 2. Both of his times at bat were pop-ups over to right field. Braxton Pearson for Georgetown goes through 1 inning, that lone inning in the 6th. It was a 1-2-3 when he came in. 2 hits, 1 run. That 1 run, though, actually goes to Grant Wood. So
not charged to him.
So 1 inning. The next pitch on the way here for another ball, 2-0 count on Ben Holbert. So just those final numbers again for Pearson. It was 1 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, struck out 1, walked none. And Reese Grimes trying to close this one out. 2-0, 1 away.
Eagles trying not to get back to the top of this Cougar lineup. 8-hitter at the plate right now.
Marlar over at second. Next pitch, got him across the plate for a strike. The count at 2-1 on 1 out for Reese Grimes. Two-one pitch, sidearm right to the outside. 3-1. Andy Vasquez joining us on the YouTube stream. Thanks for the broadcast, watching from Corpus Christi. Again, we have the broadcast rights for video in this series. That's how we're able to bring video. We can't do it every series, but this one we did. 3-1. Breaking ball in the zone, swung on and hit foul over off the first base line behind the fence. The count at 3-2. Holbert, the payoff pitch coming up, Dennis.
Holbert way late on the pitch. Got fooled just a little bit, but got enough of it to foul it off.
Next delivery, this one chopped over to Cole Posey. He'll throw to third, and maybe a tagging situation here for Georgetown. Reaching over and making the tag is Whittington for the second out. Or was that Posey? I couldn't tell who came over and made that tag, Dennis. Anyways, it is a second out as Marler is out and Holbert will reach on the fielder's choice.
And it was Zach. It was Zach on the putout. It was 6-5-4 putout, ill-advised.
Ninth in the order, the left fielder, number 22, Keith Coronado. With the runner on first on the fielder's choice is Holbert. First pitch to the outside, 1-0.
Eagles an out away, folks, from taking game one of this area series.
We'll, of course, talk to head coach Adam Foster after the game.
1 out away from taking the first game.
I think maybe we talked to Jeffrey David in this one, as he had a pretty solid game.
Well, I think he set the tone for this victory back in the first inning with his hustle after a single up the middle. Grant Wood did an outstanding job as well.
Hey, how many you got it?
9-hitter at the plate right now. 0 for 2 on the day. Trying not to turn the lineup card over if we can, folks, and out away.
2-2. Pitch.
Good boy.
Comes up from under and got him for the strike. Beautiful pitch by Grimes, trying to close this one out. 2-2. Or beg your pardon, 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Next one to the outside, 3-1.
Ball a little bit off the plate for 3-1.
Hey, home bit.
3-1 and low, and that'll reach on a walk as Coronado now runners on 1 and 2, and 4-1 the score.
Turns the lineup over and brings up their leadoff hitter.
Kid Cawley, who was 2 for 3 this afternoon. He singled back in that previous inning in the 6th and able to come around and score that one lone run off of the Zach Williams RBI.
Eagles an out away, folks. 2 outs in the inning here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Runners are at first and second.
This is your potential tying run at home plate right now. 2 away, Grimes on the mound. He knows the pressure. The right-handed sling on the way. Got him for the strike on the inside corner of the zone, 0-1.
If Kid Cawley never crosses the plate in this ball game, your Eagles win. How's that sound to you?
Foul tip into the back of the concrete, 0-2. 1 strike away for the Eagles.
Tough pitch right there from Reese Grimes. Outstanding pitch.
We've talked to Wood already this season. I'm wondering if we just talked to Braxton Pearson today. I know he came in relief. It'd be good to get a new pitcher just to talk to him.
Well, he came in and really shut the door in a very tough situation back in the 5th inning. Very tough situation.
0-2. The pitch on the way. Too far to the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we'll do those interviews right over there in front of David, so he won't even have to really move. We'll make it real easy. One-two count. Swung on. Over to Posey. He'll make a run at it. Throws the dagger to Seosin, and that'll do it. Georgetown takes game 1, 4-1. Great job, Posey, taking care of business over at short to Seosin, and that is the 3rd and final out on the 6-3 put out in this inning. Georgetown's not allowing no runs, 1 hit in that inning, no errors, and 2, or was 1 left on?
2 left on.
2 left
on.
2
left on, I'm sorry.
Georgetown takes game 1, 4-1. Dennis, I'll keep it right here with you and Galen. I'll head down and talk things over with Braxton Pearson and Georgetown's Jeffrey David. We'll make it quick.
All right, absolutely outstanding job. Grant Wood got the start here in this afternoon's ball game, and he's just done an outstanding job here, folks, as he came in and pretty much slammed the door. Got tired in the 6th inning. Braxton Pearson came in and did an outstanding job to shut the door in the 6th, and then Reese Grimes closed it out in the 7th. Galen, can't say enough about the job Grant Wood did.
No, he did an excellent job.
Not exactly who we expected to start today's ball game.
And, you know, you stop to think about it. These aren't the conditions you want to come in and pitch.
No.
After what the weather we've gone through lately.
Right.
You're coming in on a real humid, hot day.
Right.
And we've had wet, humid days. But, you know, this is a taxing day to pitch.
Well, I like the way that Coach Foster, Coach Brindley dialed up Grant Wood today. and Grant took the mound. First 2 innings, solid as could be. Got a little shaky in the third, but worked his way out of trouble, and then pitched as well as he could into the 6th inning till he tired out. Braxton Pearson, Reese Grimes came in and closed it out.
I had heard from somebody in the organization that there was a scenario where Brindley would actually have come in and pitched in this game for a couple innings. If things hadn't gone good, and then they would have gone to the bullpen. But obviously didn't need Jack, so Jack's available for either the 2nd or 3rd game.
Can't see through the net down here, but Galen and Dennis, do y'all have me? Thumbs are up, so I think we're good. We'll make the interview quick as we got 2 more teams coming up here. But, man, first talking things over with Georgetown's Jeffrey David. Man, coming into this game against a very tough and competitive College Station team, maybe one of the toughest opponents that you faced this season in their district, doing a great job finishing 2nd. David, you finished 2 for 4, 1 RBI, 1 run. Talk about the win today and getting that all-important Game 1 here in Bryan, Texas, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to be good. We knew that they were going to throw strikes. So we just tried our best to, work with that throughout the week and just prepared ourselves for it.
Talk about that position there at third base. They call it the hot corner for a reason. You've got to be on your feet. You had to be hot today. You guys were. Tell us a little bit about just playing at third base and what that means to your team and the responsibility and the pressure's on you, man.
Yeah, we just try to take it one game at a time, not really get to put too much pressure on ourselves. I mean, we know we're going to pitch great and play great defense, so that's kind of it. But third base, I like it. Moved there junior year, so I like it so far.
The game gets changed today because of impending weather. You come out here and play. What preparation goes in when you know you're going to have to play a game early versus the scheduled Friday game?
Is this
nothing really changes. I mean, just kind of we know that we're going to go out and play Eagle baseball.
Awesome. Well, finally, camera right there on you. Who do you want to send a shout out to? A little love tonight here from Bomber Stadium where you guys put the bomb on today.
Thank you. A shout out to my parents, family friend Miss York for coming out, our whole team, pitching staff, defense, Jackson Seosin, and Blacksbro right here.
Wait, what's the nickname?
Blacksbro.
Blacksbro. I can't even say that, man. All right, Jeffrey David, appreciate you, young man. We'll talk things over now with Braxton Pearson, who comes in. Your pitcher, Grant Wood, doing a great job starting things. You come in relief, and really, you guys were starting to get in a little bit of a hole, but you make it 1, 2, and 3. You're a junior, Braxton. Your first interview. Talk about this game and how much it meant to you to come out here and throw that 1 inning that was really a game saver for you guys in a way.
Oh, this is awesome. I know I have a defense to back me up when I pitch, so it's just easy and fun to pitch because I know I'm backed up.
Braxton, you come into this game. Did you know that you were going to be out here today?
Yes, I was told before the game that I was going to come out.
Awesome. Well,
any situation.
This season, Georgetown continues to roll. What has it been like playing with these guys? And as a junior, really, who do you look up to on the team, and what's it been like for you so far, Braxton?
Oh, it's been awesome. I look up to all the seniors. They're just big there's big teammates and just help me with everything, just learn the culture. It's been so fun to play with them.
Did you know you were going to get interviewed today?
No, sir.
Awesome. We'll break the ice with you, young man. Well, Braxton Smith, camera right there on you. Who do you want to send a little love to? A shout out tonight from Bryan, Texas.
Shout out my parents and shout out Brandon and shout out the whole team right here. Shout out Landon Wamblow.
Awesome. Well, Braxton Smith, thank you, young man. Congratulations. We'll catch up with you guys on Saturday. And quickly, we'll talk things over. Thank you, Braxton. Appreciate it. With Coach Adam Foster, who is over there. He is trying to get his team out of here, so they've got to get some stuff moved out of here here in just a few moments. But a great game for Georgetown. They're taking care of business. And I know that, Coach, they got to get things rolling out of here as there's another team. Coach, we'll talk to you very quickly. Congratulations on the win, Coach. Game got moved back a day. I always ask you this, but the preparation going into this one, all-important game versus College Station. Very important to get that first win here in this series.
Yeah, the first one's always huge, especially with the weather. You never know if we can't play. It reverts back to game 1. We don't want that to happen. We certainly want to keep playing. So it was a big win, really big.
Coach, Grant Wood having a great game for Georgetown, and then Braxton coming in. We got to see him, Pearson, who played, I believe, versus Lake Travis. So getting some valuable playing time. Talk about his opportunity on the mound. He knew he was going to be in this game. What does that mean for these guys, especially as a junior, and the confidence that you have in your other pitching staff?
Yeah, so first we got to talk about Grant throwing, 5 and a third with 2 hits and only gave up 1 run, and that's a quality outing, first of all. So we're not in that position without Grant, and then we wanted to get Braxton on the mound and he matched up in that situation right there and made some really big pitches.
And Grimes coming in, of course, closing things out. Always good to see his sidearm out there as well for Georgetown.
Yeah, a little shaky today, wasn't sharp, but we'll get him fixed tomorrow and be back on the mound on Saturday.
Finally, Coach, again, a victory against a very quality opponent here with College Station as they finish second in their district. Georgetown continues to roll. What do you tell the team after this win? You've got one down. This is hopefully a 3-game series. We'll see what happens with the weather. That's why it's so important to get this one. What do you tell your team after this victory, Coach?
I'll remind them that up until the last 5 games they won in walk-off fashion. They lost one game to Kingwood Park and came back and won game 3. So they are not going away. We got to go out and play our best on Saturday.
Coach, competition continues to get tougher. I'll give you an opportunity here in the playoffs. A little shout out tonight. Christy messaged us a while ago too, saying hello. Who do you want to send a shout out to?
The family's at the basketball banquet, so I'm sure they were watching. So shout out to my family and my grandparents on who are watching.
Awesome. we'll let you do that in the playoffs, Coach. So, hey, appreciate you. Thanks again. Coach Adam Foster for Georgetown as the Eagles victorious here. They take game 1, and hopefully the weather will allow the series to continue. So important to get this first win, and we will have action resuming on Saturday. For now, I'll send it back up to the booth. Galen Welnicki, Dennis Allman, take it away.
All right, Rob, thank you. Good interview. Good coach. Good job, Coach Braxton. Outstanding job coming in relief. And Grant Wood, again, as Adam said, Coach, what a great performance today. Your Eagles victorious here. Game 1 in the area. We're here at Bomber Baseball Field, Bomber Stadium, where your Eagles have come away with a 4-1 win. Galen, an outstanding job by our kids. We took advantage of every opportunity that we had all day long, capitalized on them, and came away with a 4-1 win. Last word from you before we close out.
Yeah, I got a question for you. Now, we're ahead 1-0, and if we play Saturday, which is, is up in the air really, do you pitch Brindley in the second game or in the third game?
Well, I tell you what, when they dialed up Grant Wood today, that's kind of hard to guess what Coach Wood and what Coach Brindley and Coach Foster are thinking about when they dialed up Grant Wood today. I have a feeling they might go with the nail in the coffin if they can get it with Brindley, but that still remains to be seen. Weather's still a factor. We'll see what that looks like, but right now your Eagles have the key game they needed. Pitching staff's intact. We'll see what they choose to do.
Man, the Whataburger catching up with me as we run back. We got to close this one out quick as we got some other teams here, but you guys have already had some final thoughts. One more time, just final thoughts on this one, Galen.
It was a great win. It's the one you needed because you need that. Always win that first one when the weather is a question.
Dennis, final thoughts?
Great job by Grant Wood today. The relief staff, Braxton Pearson and Reese Grimes coming in to close the door. I still want to go back to that first inning when Jeffrey Davis set a tone on that single up the middle, advanced to second on a lackadaisical type play, and I thought that set a tone for the Eagles, and that's the way they played all day long. So good job by our kids today.
Great seeing the kids, great talking to them. Appreciate Georgetown staff. We also want to thank all of the College Station fans and friends that joined us here today on this stream. Again, a special shout out to the UIL, thank you, and Sports in Action for the license to allow to do the video broadcast here in this round. We'll move hopefully to Saturday. You'll have to keep things tuned to shnsports.com for more information on that. One final time, too, as I still try to catch my breath, Dennis. Georgetown Eagle Baseball Playoffs made possible by Courtney Home Inspections, the Oak Ridge Disciple House, Minuteman Press, Georgetown Jewelry, Specialty Restoration, Dr. Paul Berg, and last but certainly not least, the Central Texas Business Association. Your happy final score this afternoon, Georgetown victorious in the 5A area round over College Station 4-1. Action resumes. For now, on Saturday, we'll have that. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. And hey, friends, hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. You'll be able to see what we're doing when we go live. For David England, Nathan Height, Galen Welnicki, and Mr. Dennis Allman, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you tonight that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you. Good night, and God bless from Bryan, Texas.